Welcome to another exciting edition of the Voice of the Call Nation radio show. Thank you, babe. That's good. That's all. Sorry, I'll drink it later. I'll drink it later.
You want it?
Yeah, I'll drink it.
You want it?
Yeah. The Voice of the Call Nation radio show. I am the chief host of College Genesis, guiding you through the next couple of hours of interesting conversations, stimulating debate. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, folks, I need you to smash that like button and subscribe button as we build our subscriber list up and everything. Now, folks, you have to understand when you have topics like this one, Trump gets DR Congo's minerals, the white man wins again. Now, you know things are going to go down tonight. You know it's going to get heated in here. You know it's going to be a knockdown, drag out discussion tonight and everything like that. As the Negropeans and all the coons and the clowns show up tonight and everything, the usual suspects and everything. Color. We're gonna see a lot of that tonight. Babble, Negropean babble tonight. You know. So the whole thing is we're gonna have a good time tonight. So as we explain, thing is, to be honest with you, the topic right here really upset me. You know. And I'm like, I was thinking the caucasity of this, you know. Now, I'm a biblical man. I believe in the scriptures from the Bible. And the Bible says, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. I said that. What's so funny? What is Caesar's? That's right. I know the Bible. Girl, shut up. Go take a shower. Go take a shower. Get out. Get away from me. Go take a shower. Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, right? So what I'm saying is render unto Kala that which is Kala's, you know? Get in there. You distracted me. Render unto Kala that which is Kala's, you know? So now when Caesar, Donald Trump, gets all the Congo, that belongs to Kala. So now we got a problem here, you know. Congo is where my ancestral homeland comes from. My DNA comes from. So when I'm saying that is President Felix, I gotta learn his name, you know, so I can get it right. I think I knew the guy that. To know how to pronounce his name. I'm gonna try to get it right tonight. President of Congo. President of DR. Tshisekedi. Yeah, Felix Clown. I mean, Tshisekedi. Tahisheki, you know, Shedi. They gotta start making the names more pronounceable, you know. You know, Felix Takashidi, you know, you know. That's his name, Takashidi, you know. Because he's a shitty type of dude, you know. When this guy gets up there, what I'm hearing, his daughter's real paid, his whole family's real paid off, you know, just like in America, Negroes or whatnot. They take care of their kids and whatnot. Let me tell you something. Before we even get started, right, I'm going to sound off on an institution here that I'm tired of. I am tired of the black elected officials in this country. The whole history. Let me tell you how this all started. Do you know at one time Black America was strongest when we had no black politicians and no voice? It seemed like we were together. Everything was centered around the black church. It wasn't centered around black politicians. It was centered around black church or black people we couldn't vote. So basically we had our own lives. We built our own lives and everything like that. We were together. We're a people. You know, simple color folks, black folks, you know, we just got together and made the best of a very rough life in this country, you know. But along comes in the early 20th century, people who were telling us that our salvation relied within the white man's political system. Now, some people say, what rightfully so, their argument is you can't live in a country without participating in the politics, whatever. Like you should have the right to vote. The Constitution says you're a full citizenship, so let's exercise our right. Yeah, that sounds all good. But the reality is, we have basically had tens of thousands of black elected officials, and each one of them has absolutely failed. The black political class, except for exception like Maynard Jackson in Atlanta, Georgia, for the most part, the black political system globally, has failed. There's not really any really good governments on this earth. There's, some that doing better than the other. I think I like the government of Rwanda. I like the government of Botswana. Namibia is okay. Ghana's okay. But for the most part, black people in government, we haven't got it. So the political class in Black America, and Booker T. Washington famously said, he says, there's been an emergence of a group of class of black men who make it their business, what he was talking about is grifters, make it their business of keeping the problems of the Negro in the public eye. In other words, basically, these people have no intention of solving the problem. They basically see black people and they report back to white. Stephen A. Smith, Roland Farton, Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump, Letitia James, Jasmine Crockett, all the clowns out here that Al Green, all these clowns out here, really deadly clowns. These people have no real thing. This one guy broke it down. I'm gonna try to find a video on TikTok. Yeah, let me try. He broke it down about Al Green. He said this guy. I was just like, wow, shocked. I said, I'm not from Houston area, so I don't really know about the politics down there. From what I'm hearing, is really really bad. These politicians do nothing. There was other politician the guy was talking about, and these guys basically are doing really bad. The people down there are rotate. Which is the rest of the hand? Use arrows to rotate objects to face the direction of the hand. Okay. Okay, verification complete. All right. So anyway, Stephen A. Smith and all these other people that they tell us now that are our leaders, they tell these are your leaders out here. Follow and obey like Principe does. Tells me that I have to obey clowns that I don't friggin' agree with. and everything. So it's just ridiculous, ridiculous. Oops. That's what that is. Gotta get my country code right. Hold up, folks. Okay. All right, forget about it. I can't log into TikTok because I'm in a foreign country. Oh, it is what it is. Well, anyway, so therefore, these people that are put out there before the media writes about them. Give them articles. They invite them on talk shows and everything like that. And Michael Eric Dyson, this guy literally came out of nowhere. He's flew in out of nowhere. The next thing you know, okay, black leader, Michael Eric Dyson. Whoever, did we ever elect him in late? No. But I see him on TV all the time, so I assume he must be a leader. And more importantly, white people see him as a leader. They see him all the time. White people, when they see somebody up there speaking passionately and blah, 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 they automatically think this person speaks for black people. And because if it not been for social media, now white people try to play stupid. But they watch social media. They watch, Black America has more agency than they want to give us credit for. In other words, basically, nobody speaks for Black America. Nobody gets up there and can say, this is what black people say. And they should qualify and say, this is my opinion. This is not some scientific poll among black people or whatever. This is my opinion and my opinion only. They don't do that. What they do is get up there and basically babble all the time, and it makes it seem like they're talking for all of us, And I'm like, no. They said, well, why can't they talk for you, Kyle? Why? Because we're more complex and nuanced than just a couple of sound bites and words and emotions. We have more agency than that. What does agency? Agency is the ability to define yourself, the ability to pivot, to change your opinion. And basically to tell you what your values are. You explain to the world who you are, what you want. That's having agency of your life. But the bottom line is the black people collectively are no agency. They get up there and we're just a set of problems, Oh, black on black crime. Oh, police brutality. What do you think of? Oh, Black Lives Matter. I'm saying, well, I don't need Black Lives Matter. I know my fucking life matters. So I don't need anybody telling me. I don't need to wear Black Lives Matter. I have agency over my life. I know I matter. That's all I need to do. Whether you don't know your life matters, hey, look, that's on you. But I know my life matters. And I behave and I act accordingly that my life actually matters by doing something productive with my life. You understand? So this is what we're talking about tonight, And like I said, this show is going to be fire tonight. Wait till the people come in. The Trump gets DRC medal. But before let me just read. Let's see if I can find the article, and I'll read from the article. So we got basically a better picture of what I'm talking about, DR Congo, Trump. Okay. U.S. to open, I don't know if this is a credible source, the East Africans. I don't know. So let me just look down a little bit before I start reading the article. Political. Okay, political. They're no fans of Donald Trump. So let me read this article. It says, Trump administration open to partnering with mineral-rich Congo. The State Department spokesman said the Democratic Party holds a significant share of the world's critical minerals. Congo President Felix Tshisekedi, speaking during a press conference at the Elysee Palace in Paris on April 30th, 2024. Well, this is basically a year ago. The Trump administration, that's a picture. The Trump administration is open to exploring a partnership with the mineralist Democratic Republic of Congo, according to the spokesman for the State Department. Earlier this month, the president of DRC pitched Donald Trump on a deal that would connect wealth from the nation's raw materials to a broader stability and region, following the footsteps of a similar pact was taken around Ukraine. When asked about those comments, State Department spokesman said the agency had nothing to preview or announce at this time, but that the U.S. is working to boost the private sector investment in the DRC's mineral space. The DRC is home to mining sectors that produce copper, diamonds, titanium, tin, gold, and more than 70% of the world's cobalt production. The DRC is endowed with a significant share of the world's critical minerals required for advanced technologies, said the spokesman. The United States is open to discussion, partnership in the sector that align with the Trump administration's America First agenda. And okay, geez, a bunch of advertisement. What the hell? I think that's all. Give me a. Okay, you got to pay for the rest of the article. Let me find another article. I hate that they give you like four paragraphs and then make you say you got to pay. Let's try Voice of Africa. That seemed like they're a reputable source. I don't know. Reputable source, so-called. Okay, Voice of Africa. Africa's new news tonight. DRC president rejects talk with M23. Trump addresses the Congress. The president probably calls for a direct dialogue with M23 rebels. President Donald Trump will address the joint session of Congress. Okay, the United States plans to impose 25% tariffs on imported vehicles and in Nigeria, which relies on used cars in the United States. They also fear tariffs could drive up car prices. Wow. That's not what I'm looking for. But anyway, but you get the idea. Donald Trump basically and Marco Rubio pitched the idea to Ukraine about getting some of its critical resources. These resources are necessary for technology, cobalt, lithium, titanium, all these things are necessary for the advanced technology, space technology of the future. The people who control these mineral resources are going to have a significant role in the technology and dominate the world in the future. So the United States is basically looking for the United States to advance. If they can get a hold to these minerals, right, they can have a competitive edge with China. So the DRC basically is saying, something, we need stability against Rwanda and its enemies and everything like that. So why not just pitch the idea to Donald Trump? Now, I thought Donald Trump was supposed to be this racist bad guy that's out to get black people and out to get Africa, but yet the DRC is ready to turn the country over to him. It's just, I don't know. It seems like no matter what we do, no matter how many years goes by, it seems like the white man always wins. Why is that? Again, he wins again. If this happens, right, and he's able to get this, then we really, us people in the black nationals of Pan world are in serious trouble, are in really serious trouble. If the only card we really ever had to play was our influence in America, right? If Africa figures that it could sell its minerals directly to the white man in America, it no longer needs Black America. So what is Black America at in the world? We're going to become more and more insignificant, because the bottom line is this. Look, you have 45 million people, right? Now, I remember when Lesotho did that with Donald Trump. This tiny piss-ass country, tiny little speck on the map, proudly said, we're an independent nation. Show us some respect. We're Lesotho. We're the kingdom of Lesotho. 45 million people, Black America, right? We're still getting shitted on and disrespected by every group of people on the friggin' planet that stepped on these shores. The first thing you know when you come to America, there's a group of people that you could disrespect. These are the Black people, the slave descendants in this country of America. you know. So therefore, when we say, it's time for us to have an Afghanistan, that means it's time for us to govern ourselves. We would do better if we had our own government and we could deal with the Congo. We could deal with all these countries from a position of power and strength. We're never going to get any place behind enemy lines in America. It's just obvious because now basically our ancestral homelands. We talk about that. We always Wakanda. We always like this. Now you got this Donald Trump guy coming into Africa. I mean, there's no escape. We go to the moon, and he's gonna be right there. He's gonna be right there. We're gonna go to the moon one day and say, yeah, something. We're gonna go to Mars, right? Hit with the Martians, right? And hang out with the green man and whatnot. And the next thing you know, you're gonna see the white man coming up there and saying, no, he's gonna follow us to Mars. It's just really, really, really disheartening. All this stuff we're going through right now. But like I said, and then this is, I was just on Dynasty's show, and all these people still like Lewis. Oh, this is what they always do: the fake Pan Africanists, the Negropeans. This is what they do. They always basically accuse you of being in bed with the West while they live in the West, while they sit in the West. They do all the stuff in the West. They live in America. They study in America. They make their money in America and the UK and all this places. But yet they always make it seem like somebody's in the pocket of the West. Well, geez, man, if that's the case, it'd be different if you basically lived on a continent and you never stepped out of the continent. You can make those assertions, But if you live and born in Africa and you live in the West and everything, you have no business calling somebody a Negropean whatsoever. You have no business calling somebody a sellout. That's my talk. So Paul Kagame lives in Rwanda. He lives there. That's his life, and he's fighting for his life of his country right now. So he's fighting if Rwanda, if he loses that eastern part of Congo, if that thing metastasizes, they can overrun his country, and he's not going to let that happen again. So therefore, this is why a lot of us in the West, black people in the West, we support Paul Kagame because it's just what we see. People don't like that, but it is what it is. You're not changing my mind. That's just the way I see the world. We have different ways of seeing the world. If you was born in Ghana or Cameroon, like one guy called it Cameroon, you might see the world differently. I hate that when people basically do this hold it and now, oh, Paul Kagame is a bad guy and whatnot, but yet they look at the country they live in. The guy from Cameroon talking about Paul Kagame, but his country, Paul Biya, his family has been robbing the country blind. This guy's 94 years old. He's not even there. He's basically a walking corpse. He's barely alive. And he's living in Switzerland, Zurich, and everything like that. Living a lavish life while the Cameroon was nothing but a looter's paradise. Yet they got so much to say about Paul Kagame. You'll miss me with that. That's why we have to have our own narrative. And our narrative is different from continental Africans and everything. It is what it is. If they don't like it, that's fine too. We have our own way of seeing the world. We're not stupid. We see what we see. To us, Paul Kagame is a hero. As simple as that. I don't know what the Africans are talking about. The continental Africans talk about. If you lived on the continent, yeah, I'm glad I don't. Because there's no way my mindset will go around thinking that somebody who basically built the country up from nothing after genocide is a bad guy. I don't care what he does, And somebody basically like the president of the Congo, DR Congo, is about to hand his country over to Donald Trump, who's trying to crush South Africa right now with sanctions and whatnot. There's something friggin' definitely wrong with this picture. So if I got to be the lone voice in the wilderness, so be it. If I got to be by myself, fine. I'm going to keep telling it like it is, Keep telling it like it is. Go to sleep, babe. I'm going to keep telling it like it is. So those of y'all tonight want to call in and rumble with College Genesis, hey, you'll be more than welcome to it, You want to call in and rumble with the College Genesis, we can. Yeah, like I said, so I'm here in Liberia, beautiful Liberia. Got a lot of past glory. That's what I do. I bask in Liberia's past glory. I could tell when you drive to Liberia, you could tell this place was once a freaking really nice country back in the 60s, whatever like that. You can see the infrastructure. You could tell this country was once a beautiful, really country. It has a lot of potential too. It's getting better, slowly but surely. Not fast enough for a lot of people, but it's getting better, you know. But you could tell this country basically was one time a real, how you can tell? You look at the basic infrastructure, the stone architecture, stone, Liberia is unique because it has that black stone, black, white rock, whatever like that. It's like, when you take black stone and cut it inside, I think it's turned white, whatever. But that's why they build walls and buildings and everything like that. There's something unique to Liberia that I've never seen anyplace else. It is the architecture, the stone masonry in this country is unbelievable because you see buildings here and buildings and infrastructure here that's like 200 years old. And you ask yourself, how were they able to do all that back in the days? It's amazing. This country was founded by stonemasons, a lot of black stonemasons, And say what you want, the initial infrastructure of this country was built by black hands, who built this country, That's why people, white people know they have no real legitimate claim to this country, They can talk all they want. They try to change history, make it seem like Liberia was an American experiment. No, it wasn't. It was Black America. And Black people from the Caribbean and other parts of Africa and the hinterland of Liberia came together and built a country, Despite all the problems, came and built a country, and you see it here manifested. It's definitely a black country, definitely a black republic, There's no white settlements. There's white people here, but there's no white settlements or enclaves. What they're going through in South Africa right now with the Afrikaners, and we'll talk about that too. You have the Afrikaners, Afriform, who went to a foreign state, the United States, right? And basically talked against their own country. When you basically do that and basically reveal things about your country, the inner workings of your country and everything to a foreign state and spread misinformation that causes damage to the country, like because they went over there, Donald Trump issued the executive orders. That is right there is high treason. That right there is high treason. How they're able to do that and come back to South Africa unscathed, I have no idea. But they're investigating them for high treason. I think that's high treason because South Africa got rid of the death penalty. I don't think you can really do much to them but strip. All the stuff you're going to do to them is not going to be nothing, because let's say somebody else wins an election, they could just free them, whatever like that. But if there was a death penalty on the table for high treason, you wouldn't see that stuff happening. With that right there is high treason. When you go as a group and you try to discredit the government of a country instead of using the democratic institutions of a said republic, right? And South Africa is a country where the majority rules. And the bottom line is this, just like we basically in America, we accept the fact that the MAGA people won, Donald Trump people won, and we have to deal with that, right? So why is it that when it comes to South Africa, they're the majority, the blacks are the majority, and they want their land back? So why can't the whites say, okay, we can do it here, and white people basically in America are kicking illegal aliens out? Why? Because they got the law on the side, the numbers, and they got a mandate. I believe the South African government has a mandate. I don't like exactly how they're rolling it out, but they do have a mandate to transform the land ownership to be more balanced in the country. That's just justice, because they're undoing all the apartheid stuff, the Native Land Act and all this stuff like that. This injustice that happened over a century ago. So you have a government where 7% of the population controls like 90% of the land and the wealth. You think that's fair? What kind of person will say that's a fair deal? That's not a fair deal, So therefore, the government of South Africa is within its rights to rectify that. Now, so why is the United States stepping in? Your guess as good as mine. Why is the United States, like Donald Trump, stepping in? And then on the same time, not even a week later, he's talking about going to the Congo and setting up shop, These are things we need to discuss, I want to see who's real tonight, who's real about this life, because it seems to me like the black man in America is getting punked. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's saying, wait a minute here, something's not right here. Something's really off here. Something's just not clicking. So we're gonna talk about that tonight. I couldn't get on my Twitter tonight. I couldn't get on my Twitter because I had this couple of people I wanted to show. There's a lot of people that ain't happy with these Al Green in his district. And I saw a couple of TikToks I saved. I want them definitely want to play. So Charlamagne the God asked him something really interesting. He said, "Why is it that when you guys had the power, you had both houses of Congress and the presidency, y'all got nothing done?" He said, "Let's say what you want about Trump, but his base, he delivered everything they wanted from his base that he campaigned on, and he came to his base when he won." And so Al Green couldn't say anything. Yeah, he goes, "We Democrats failed." Yeah, you did. You did nothing. You can't tell me you go into office and you got AOC worth was a bartender, goes to Congress. Now she's a multimillionaire. Ilhan Omar and whatnot, she was a Somali refugee, runs for Congress. Now she's worth $85 million. Jasmine Hood Ratchet Crockett, right? She runs for office, right? And 2 years later, she's worth 25 million, 10, $15 million. You gonna tell me there's something not wrong with this? Hakeem Jeffries, these are all corrupt people. Stacey Abrams, that hippopotamus almost walked off with $2 billion of some nonsense environmental stuff she was head of. And just all they do is create these NGOs and funnel money to them so they can live lavishly. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. A grift. Black politics, like I said earlier, is just a grift. There's nobody serious about doing anything. I wouldn't even argue the civil rights movement was a grift. These guys weren't serious. They never ain't long term. It wasn't really civil rights movement was nothing really thought out. Okay, you integrate black people into American society. Now what? What do you do? How do you build a black family structure? How do you build black communities? How do you do all stuff like that? How do you give people a sense of purpose? All these things that's necessary to integrate somebody into a society. How do you make them feel part of society? Just because somebody says you're an American don't mean you're going to be part of the country and feel happy and fulfilled and everything like that. The civil rights movement never answered any of that. All they did is they got famous for creating the laws, which laws wasn't even specific to black people, it was specific to everybody. When you say civil rights laws, there's nothing specific about that addresses what we went through in this country. So it is what it is. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about tonight, folks. So I'm gonna open up the line a little early tonight, because I might basically try to cop out tonight early. I ain't gonna try to be up here all night. Oh, nothing. I thought I was nothing wrong. Oh, I had my comment section. I had the wrong button up. Must have had the show from yesterday. Nothing wrong. What that said Cameroon? That say because I said Cameroon? No, there was a Cameroonian guy that called in the dynasty show tonight. He was basically all fired up about Paul Kagame. I went to Rwanda, but dude, man, look, please worry about the Cameroon. You got Paul Biya, a corrupt man living in Zurich. Milking the country. His family milking the country dry. That's okay. That's okay. But people got so much critique about Paul Kagame, a man who just basically trying to build his country and protect this country from being overrun by these cannibals in the Congo. So yeah, I agree, Professor. You got your own issues. Why is that people? It's like, look, like me personally, right? I'm just an outsider from the continent and everything. I have to observe, right? But there's an old saying in the Bible that says, before you can talk about the speck in your brother's eye, get the beam out your own eye. In other words, when a Cameroonian guy gets up there and starts talking about what's wrong with Rwanda, he's talking about Rwanda's so underdeveloped and whatnot. Have you seen Amazonia land? The slaughter's going over there right now and everything like that. Yeah, I mean, look, there's cannibalism in the Congo. There's stuff like that. Just the other day, last week, like 200 Congolese Christians were beheaded by Muslim insurgents. You're not a Muslim. You're not a Muslim. That's cannibal. Yes, it's cannibalism right here in Liberia. It exists. It's called eating. It's not really cannibal. It's called eating your enemy's spirit or something like that. I don't know what they call it. It's like something ritual. So what you call so we have 180 people killed in the Congo for being Christian. But the main thing is, let's talk about Paul Kagame. Paul Kagame, oh my God, Paul Kagame, man. How dare he hunt down Hutu rebels in the Congo and whatnot? How dare he protect his own people? How dare he makes a couple of pennies off of some minerals and sell to China and whatnot, and may have some factories and everything like that. Man, that's so envy. He's making computers and actually doing some of the minerals and everything. So he's actually processing some of that and making electronic parts and stuff like that. How dare he? And about to have a nuclear plant. How dare he make progress in this country? Every one of his kids, students in Rwanda, has a notebook, laptop for school. They're producing educational standards that's passed in the West. But how dare he do that? How dare he do that? He's the real heroes here is the Congo, where people right now are waging war in the Kinshasa. People are getting shot. A couple of hungry Congolese brothers, a couple of months ago, basically were doing bad things. You're supposed to smack them on the hand, smack them in the butt, and tell them to do what's right and everything. But no, the government of Congo wants to teach a lesson. They rounded up these boys and executed them. When they're sitting there crying, these boys are crying to their mother when they're about to die, and put them on the poles or execute them. That right there. Why is it that the black race, it's just not just in Africa, but here too in America, why is it that black people, what is it about the black men that black people, whether it's America, Africa, do not care anything about human life? Why is human life so cheap? You could say, well, there was a civil war and there was hatred. Yeah, but that doesn't explain why would you try to wipe out a whole ethnic group? Why would you freaking kill hundreds of people at one time? I mean, I just don't understand it. And the reason why I talk like this is because I had to grow up when I was growing up, right, as a kid in suburbia, growing up as a teenager in the 80s in suburbia, right? I wanted to fit in. I want to be an American. I want to be a typical all-American kid and everything. But the one thing the white kids will always remind me is that you are African. And I hated it. I hated being called an African. I hated being African. I hated being part of the African race. But then when I got older, I said, you know something? I want to learn about this content. So I began reading about Africa, reading about I started being appreciative of my heritage and my culture, and everything. I was going to turn that hatred into love. And I learned to love being African and everything like that. And so I began, not just that, I've been proselytizing about Africa, how the greatness of Africa, the unity of Black African people, and all stuff like this. So therefore, those old demons that haunt me all the time when Africa is useless. In other words, basically, the white people used to always basically make it like that. We did you a favor by bringing up. That's I think a lot of continental Africans don't understand what we're going through. You know. I don't hate Africa. Why, Elvis? If I hated Africa, why am I in Africa right now? Maybe I don't like Africans like you know. But I love Africa. My wife over here is African. But what I hate is African mediocrity. Look, this is what I'm saying, folks, tonight. I'm saying that when I was growing up, right, I always imagined the, imagine that there was a super place that was outside of America where strong black people with tall black cities and buildings, this futuristic place that was black. It was everything. So I started reading about African empires, stuff like that. I used to always imagine this futuristic nation in Africa when I was a kid. This idea in Africa is not new to me. I used to always be like this black country that was modern and futuristic, but still basically African in culture and personality and stuff like this. I said, yeah, we can build this futuristic nation and stuff like this. And then, but instead of Africans joining us in that, right, what do we see? We see people online talking stuff about Black America. We see people we see the death and destruction and everything the white people used to whisper in my ear that Africans are savages, they're animals, they're idiots, and that we did you a favor. They used to tell me that we were lucky that the white man brought us here to America. That's what we were taught. Every African American, if he times what he'll tell you, that's what you were made to believe. Not just by the white people, but our own people. That somehow that being here, that the people who were brought in the transatlantic slave trade was actually the lucky ones. That's sad. That is really sad. And the whole thing is the reason why I exist because I fight that lie. I know for a fact that the matter is no group of people should have ever went through what we went through in this country. But how can I say that, right? When I got people coming from Africa, coming to America, trying to fight to get into the same country, but I believe oppressed us. That's why I get mad about people like Elvis. So this is what I'm talking about tonight. And then now I got people telling me about, oh, Kyle, you vote for Donald Trump? Yeah, why? Because I said, look, I know America is the white man's country. It's a white. I surrendered the fact that I said to render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, right? So America belongs to the white man. Let Donald Trump and the MAGA people have it. I'm not going to contest that, right? But I still believe that the black man, Africa belongs to the black man. But these geopolitical things going on right now with Donald Trump considering basically taking over the Congo. If he does, that means we're finished. That means this whole movement is finished. There's nothing left. And I can only thank my people in Africa. The big mouth Africans always running their mouth against us or whatnot. So I know some people are going to like what I got to say, but if you don't like what I say, I'm going to give you the link and you can get the smoke. But I don't think anybody wants the smoke tonight. So I say like this. Why is it that Donald Trump is about to get minerals in the Congo? Why is it, no matter what we do, no matter what we say, you know what I'm tired of? Every time somebody gets up there and tell me about something, master teacher, blah, 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 blah. Colin, he wrote the blah, 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 boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. He wrote the such and such papers and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, man, he dropped it. When it really comes down to it, that Negro ain't shit, and none of these people are shit, right? Because the fact of the matter is that we like this, No, I'm not drunk, G. I'm just telling I'm just speaking off the cuff. I'm speaking from the heart. This is what we call speaking from the heart. I am not drunk. I haven't. Babe, have I drunk today? Bella, have I drunk today? She said no. See, I ain't drink today.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Girl, I didn't know I ain't having a drink.
Why are you asking?
And somebody said, "Am I drunk?"
I don't know. I was here around you all day.
Well, I did not drink. I didn't have one drink today.
Your followers say you drunk.
Yeah, I'm not drunk. Anytime you start telling the truth one night, they say you're drunk. No, I'm not drunk. I'm just telling it like it is.
You drink beer.
I didn't drink no beer today.
I was in there, so I don't know.
I drank last night. That's why I didn't go. I didn't do a show.
I didn't know. I don't know. I was here around you.
Last night I slipped out and had a beer, but no, she didn't prove your point. Yeah, she didn't see me. She was doing something today. I was up by myself all day, you know. But yeah, so when I basically have people out there, that's why I say at my age right now, I have no teachers, I have no mentors, I have absolutely no. I don't listen to absolutely nobody. You know, I'll take advisement from people like my brother Baruti, not Baruti, Dollar Bill, Ubuntu King. You know, I'll take a few people. I'll say my peers. Listen to it when I. But I got no teacher. You know, because I am the teacher now. I realize that I am. It's time for us guys in our 40s and 50s to become the teacher. Hey, that's what the problem is. We got to leave these people back in the history books and say, look, you were good, but we're going to remember you in a museum. You know, I don't take your advice, Elvis. You're a moron. You know, you're the last person to take Elvis. I'll take your advice, Elvis. When you come to Liberia, right, and you start off as a KK driver, you know, and work your way up to a taxi driver, and then do the right thing, make your way back to Grand Jita where you belong, you know, then I'll listen to what you guys say, Elvis, you know. Every time I was driving through the Tubman Boulevard today, man, I just kept thinking, man, Elvis would be, I would love to see Elvis here, man. I would love to see Elvis drive by in a KK. And I say, let me hop on your KK. And Elvis drives me around and whatnot. What's up, Boss Collar? What's up with Boss Collar? Where you going, boss? Yo, Elvis, you belong here, bro. Come on, man. Come back home, Elvis. Come home, Elvis. Come home. But yeah, so but yeah, Liberia is a lovely country, you know. Oh yeah, weather's nice in Minnesota. Okay. Well, guess what? In Liberia, we just had it was like 79 to 82 degrees today. This is nice weather over here. It's only like 79 to 82 degrees. It's nice and cool in the evening time. It's nice out. We haven't had any hot days since I've been here. You know, the temperature only got as high as 85 since I've been here. So you gonna sit in cold ass Minnesota and whatnot and being over here, man? Come on, you crazy? It's funny. I bumped into these guys. The guys. I'll play their videos. I bumped into these guys from YouTube. He said I recognize them from YouTube. I was like, yo, man, don't you guys do a YouTube show? I said, yeah, man. They're two African American brothers who live in Liberia. You know, I was like, yeah, man. I was like, what you call it? I was like watching some of your shows and whatnot. You know, all that. Hey, what's up, man? We're just having a good time. Yeah, like I said, well, like what y'all doing and whatnot. He said, yeah, man, we've been here for like 2 years and whatnot. You know, Elvis go, I come here as a kid, I will die here. Elvis, nah, that ain't the right move, bro. You gotta come back home, bro. You gotta come back to your homeland. Come back to your homeland, bro. Africa. Trying to find this, man. I forgot the guy's YouTube channel. God, I can't find anything. Jeez. No, no, Dark Meal. I'm here in the Republic of Liberia. You know, uh, I can't find these guys. You know, can't find some. But yeah, so I don't get it. Like I said, I don't get it. Maybe we should just throw in a towel and say, you know something, it's a white man, you won. Maybe it's just time to stop fighting, I mean, what else is there? If a white man gets Africa, what else is there? That means we have no escape. He got America, and then he has Africa. And on that, they understand the presence of the United States means the geopolitical influence. Do you think they're gonna friggin' sit back and let us build an Afghanistan? Hey, G, if you don't know what I'm talking about, man, why don't you call in? You want give me some answers? Do you want to read the topic? Trump is about to get the whole entire Congo's minerals, right? The white man wins again. Should we just give up now? You know, we sat back here and said, "Well, I'm just telling you the truth." You know, see the difference between me and everybody else is I'm a realist. Maybe it's time to give it all up. Maybe I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna give it like to the end of the year. If this doesn't turn around, I'm just quitting this movement. You know, I'm honestly as serious I am as about the Africans, as serious I am about quitting this movement. I am dead serious. But like I said, if people want to be useless and whatnot, but I just need people that's gonna stand up like men. 'Cause I don't. That's a problem I'm missing right now in this community. There's very few men. I'm like alone here. There's no freaking real men around. We should be up in arms right now over this thing. How dare you? You know, how dare you sell out our future? And how dare Donald Trump goes? This should. The whole thing is this: because the Pan African, the Black nationalist movement is not credible to anybody, right? The State Department doesn't. I could even see if they were dealing with black companies, black Pan African business networks established and everything like that. Say, look, before we engage Africa directly, let's do it through mediaries in the African American community, the African expat community in America, and all these other people like this. They're going right straight to the friggin' a corrupt president in the Congo and grabbing the seat. No nothing, right? No give back, no nothing, no partnership with Black America. So are we going to benefit from any of these companies and businesses that splinter off from this? No. So this is what it is. So this is not alcohol. This is for me talking, and you're more than likely to come up here and discuss this with me, G. I know you're not going to do it because you're too scared. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, wait, let me tell you, G. You're working night, your McDonald's shift, your late night shift at McDonald's again. Oh, not late night over here. It's only like what 8 o'clock over there now. You don't start your midnight shift at McDonald's till like 12 o'clock, bro. So you can call in, G. But some point in time, the fact of the matter is that I gotta come. Yeah, okay, whatever. At some point in time, I gotta ask myself this question: Or we're just an inferior race? Maybe maybe the white man is right. How the hell does this happen? How does he get away with putting sanctions on South Africa to protect a friggin' no good? I was watching this thing the other day, today actually. They said this one white guy said, African guy in South Africa he said there's only 30,000 white people involved in farming, but every time you hear them, they say there's white farmers. He said most white people in South Africa are struggling paycheck to paycheck, hand to mouth and everything. And it's like just like everybody else. They're trying to pay bills, trying to make it and everything like that. But they make it seem like the whites got everything and the black people want it. But they forget the fact that there's a lot of black people in South Africa got money and stuff like this. So the narrative is that every white person is hardworking, prosperous, successful, and the black people are just sitting around waiting for handouts and everything to take what the white people have. So but Donald Trump bought this message that white people are getting their properties taken away. No, they're talking about expropriating land that was not any really sitting there to use. You have people that had whole sections of land, sometimes the size of half a state. It has a personal land and everything, not just sitting there not doing nothing. Just literally went over and took land from native people and said, "This is my land right here." And one man will have 70,000 acres of land, 70,000 acres of land, right? Size of a small city, and a medium-sized county. Take in land and have a sort of feudal system. It had a feudal system where black people paying rent on their traditional land that was now owned by white people. And you think that's justice? Why is the messaging in that narrative let them fly? We should have been like Black America. Should have been everything in Black America. Should have been like, hell no, that's not going to happen. We should be protesting. We should be telling the Trump administration, you say that we helped you get elected. Now, I'm sorry, you need to back off. You need to decide who's more important to you and the Republicans, Elon Musk and these racist Afrikaners, or us. Because this is damage. This is going to damage the relationship between Black America and MAGA people forever. I'm telling you now. Because there's no way in the world I'm going to support this. That's where I draw the line. I said the only reason why I support Trump because I said, if you're going to have America, let the white man have America. They really want it. They fought for it. Well, let them have it, right? Because I was like saying, okay, we'll have Africa. I'm in Liberia right now. We could build something on the continent. This is our future. How the hell are we gonna have a future? When people say, a good friend of mine says, Africa is my therapy. How can the hell this be our freaking therapy? Well, I'm not a black MAGA, but I do say this. A lot of people who basically voted for Trump do think like black nationalist type, We like governance. We like a rule of law. We like all those things. We're pro-black family. We're Christian. We're pro-black family. Or stuff like that. Those are things that resonated with a lot of black. Trump resonated with a lot of black people. So that transcends. Like I have a lot of common with black MAGA people. We agree on a lot of stuff. The only thing we disagree about is these guys are flag saluting. These are rootin' tootin' flag saluting motherfuckers. And I'm not. I do not believe in the American flag. I mean, I respect this republic. I respect the American Republic and everything, but I cannot basically swear allegiance to America. I'm sorry, I can't do that. My allegiance will be one day when we have a land and nation world. That's what I live for, and that's what I'll die for. That's what I'll kill for. So I cannot at this time salute and swear allegiance to a country. I'll be an American citizen. I'll obey the laws, pay my taxes, pay my bills, and obey the law and everything like that. But as far as like my future and everything, so you could say that I'm like a Zionist, Zionists are in America, the American citizens, but their real interest is the future and the state of Israel, their homeland, their sacred land. We don't have that. I believe that Black America deserves that. I believe we need to become a people. A people without a land is not a people. And the bottom line is there's no way you can justify 45 million people being dominated by another race of people. I'm sorry, you can't justify this. The time has come. Time for us to come, white and black people, to part ways. That's what I feel. So, yeah, and one day we're gonna freaking take it. We're gonna take the Congo back. That's my ancestral homeland, That's my ancestor. I don't know what Donald Trump thinks he's doing. That's my ancestral homeland, thinking he's going to friggin' secure America's future with the minerals in the Congo. No, I'm sorry. This is serious. I want to know who's as angry about this as I am, because this has gone too far. But I know people ain't gonna touch this topic with 10 foot before. Everybody's scared. Everybody's so scared. I'm so scared, Colin. What are we gonna do when I follow me? When somebody who ain't afraid of anything. So I hope that's clear enough to G that this is real to me, and I'm dead serious. G, what's so humu about? Are you okay with what's going on? I guess G is. I guess he's okay with that. That's that feminine energy. What are you going to do? Call the white man? Well, no, I don't give a damn. The world does not belong to him. I don't believe that. It's about his future, white America's future. What about my goddamn future? What about my people's future? We don't have one. I just might be the most angry black man on the planet. So step right up, step right up. But people like this, I see there's one guy basically trying to defend Omar Johnson at this point in time. Well, it doesn't matter what he did and whatnot. What he did. The main thing is he got a message and whatnot. All these beta males. He got a message. I don't want to hear about his damn message, man. It's just he got a message. He got a message. I don't give a damn about his message at this point in time. You know. How am I doing? I'm doing, bro. I guess that's Ahmed, you know. I'm doing. That's all I can say is I'm doing. But it's like I said, this whole thing is just really depressing. What more could I keep losing? All the people that sold us out, sold us into this idea about integration into America, I hate you. I don't give a damn if you got statues to you, you got books written about you. Those of us who sold us into this idea of America and being a second class citizen of America, I hate you. So with that, that's what see. I have just as much hatred, right, for these people that keep pushing about civil rights and social justice. Every time I hear people like Jasmine Crockett get up there, it's about, well, we gotta fight. Shut up! You ain't fighting nothing but making your bank account. Right? Yeah, what you call? Oh yeah, Jasmine Crockett, you're fighting the power, but your bank account statements and your net worth just went up by $20 million. Oh yeah, like I said, I don't know who's worse, the white racists or these black grifters. You say, okay, you've been in office for 20 decades and whatnot. How come nothing's been done? Well, the Republicans, they just every time we go to do something, man, the Republicans come out of nowhere and basically just okay, that's what they always. As long as they got Republicans there, they know you're stupid enough to go along with them and whatnot. The truth is, you basically are getting over living a good life, sending your kids to them nice schools and everything like that, while you telling us about the so-called struggle. Yeah, it's a grift. These are grifters. Like I said, this was the grifters don't want any part of black nationalism because the bottom line is this is something you actually have to produce something. You have to build. Just sitting there talking about running for public office, right? Yeah, you run public office, you making 100 something thousand a year and whatnot. Of course, your life is good for you. You got your meals all paid for. You got your medical. You got transportation. You're going to these high level meetings, running your mouth, whatnot, press conferences and everything. Yeah, you living a life, but you're telling us how you fighting for us. Please. So this is really just sad situation. But at least I can come to the continent. This is like a relief being here and stuff like that. Where at least people look like me are the majority. You know, that's one thing I do give about being able to travel with a United States passport. I can travel any place. Also, there's one video I was seeing now that oh no, we got Ahmed on it. I'll let Ahmed up in a second, but I gotta say this. Um, the people, all you people holding dual citizenship, listen up and listen up carefully. If you hold citizenship in another country, right, and I don't know if this applies to people whose second country is the United States, whatever. This Nigerian guy basically was about to board a plane to go to Nigeria in JFK Airport, and he said they told him because he didn't have a visa. How stupid can you? Let me how stupid can you be? Okay, you fly with a U.S. passport, right? Okay, this is how it goes. People are using their passport, their second passport, as a visa. Instead of paying whatever it costs, $200 or $150 for a visa, right? They want to get a passport, right, and use that as a visa. But here's the thing: nowadays, if you use that, right, you cannot come back because you got to come back with the same passport that the visa that you. When you use a passport, right, as your visa, that's what you use, your passport. It's like a Nigerian returning home. They don't recognize the U.S. passport at that point. So when you get ready to come back, right, they're going to ask you, but instead they're going to ask you for your Nigerian passport. They're going to ask you, do you have a U.S. visa? No, I got a U.S. Passport. No, you came here on a Nigerian passport, right? You can't come back to the U.S. unless you have a visa to come back to the United States, whatever like that. That U.S. passport can't get you back to the United States. So a lot of people are just saying, wait, what's going on here? A lot of people are getting stuck going over to Nigeria and Africa and say they can't come back. Because instead of them getting a visa like everybody else does, right? Instead of them paying for a visa for the prospective countries, whatever, and traveling with their U.S. passport. So once you travel with a U.S. passport, yes, you can come back. That's saying that you're a U.S. citizen, But when you travel with a Sierra Leone passport, right? And you basically, to avoid a visa fee, you may not be able to get back into the United States. That's a word of warning to you, So everybody telling you on this passport nonsense. Let me get Ahmed in there. I'm embracing myself. All right, Ahmed, what's on your mind?
Man, how you doing? Man, I wasn't sure about Congo, man.
You guys know how to read topics, man? The topic says that Trump is getting the DR Congo's minerals. The white man wins again.
I mean, we always win. When you try to talk to like people, that look like you or that can relate to the same culture as you, some idiots wants to bring up religion. Some idiots
I don't
wants to
think
bring up
religion has
religion
anything to do with
and
it. I
act
just think
like and
I think
act
Africa.
like and act like they're in better positions. You
I
know what
think
I'm trying to say?
Africa's
Oh
on a
yeah,
whole.
man like me, I could show off my whole life, but I don't do that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, just like sometimes I mention here, I got families on top of families, man. We some of my families, they're in the third generations in this country. I could show off as much as possible. And some of these fools, right? If I came from their country, they'll be bowed down to me. You try to talk about African problems, personally because you care about it, but you got some of these clowns. They act like, oh, this and that. They come up here acting like, oh, they the solutions. They so smart. They so genius, but they dumb as hell. But you're right though, man. Man, you're right. At the end of the day, man, Congo is Congo can only be saved by Africans, man, or black people. I'm sorry.
Honestly, man, I don't
It's
know. I
sad,
don't
man.
know.
It's sad. It's sad, man. I watched the way they killed the other guy because they did a documentary, right? The guy that was
Patrice Lumumba.
no, not him. It was a lieutenant or commander that was real good. He died 2014. He got ambushed. Tall, dark skin. Man, when he saved the town, the way those girls was singing his name and joy, it was so sad and so sweet, man. It was so sad and so sweet. But then you got some of these, oh my God, you got some of these Africans that come to this country. They think they so better. They think they so smart. Like, get out of here. Your family
That's
is nothing to
the
compared to
biggest
other
joke I've
families,
ever
man.
seen. The African immigrant is the biggest joke on the planet.
Yeah, yeah. Like some of these people, man, they probably have like cousins or sisters, one or two. There's probably like three or four of them in this country, maximum 10. They come up here all night, bubble bubble. It's sad, man. When you when you look at those girls, man, when they sing that man's name, they thanking him for saving them. Man, Carla, man, it's real sad, man. And then he got ambushed, and then
Yeah, what else is new? You know,
yeah, it's sad, man. Then you got some of these coming up here talk about like religion gonna come save us. Get out of here.
but my problem is that people have forgotten about the Belgian. They forgot about the Canadians, the British who killed Patrice Lumumba and everything like that. All this stuff like this, but yet they want to focus on Paul Kagame.
Man,
You know,
man, that guy is just the small piece, man. The tiny piece of that problem.
he's not even a factor. You know, the bottom line is it's not even a factor. The bottom line, what I don't understand is people don't understand. So I thought Paul Kagame is being controlled by the West. Then why is he under sanctions? And why is the Congo trying to get the West, Donald Trump, to fight against Paul Kagame? It don't make any sense. I thought Kagame was a puppet of America or something. You know,
Okay,
doesn't make sense.
okay. Let me say this. What you say makes sense, but you gotta understand. You gotta look at the history of how like the West uses other leaders and then dump them, but then
No,
they
I,
not
I, I
valuable
don't. I
towards
don't
them.
think that's in this case because there's no evidence that the whole time that basically you see Paul Kagame, most of his minerals he was doing with China. You
No,
know,
no, 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 no.
when
It
you
wasn't
say
the
the
most.
West, no, most of his minerals go to China. You
No,
know,
no, no, no. It wasn't the most. The issue is with Congo itself, right? They don't have the leader. That guy is not a leader. That Felix guy, he's a he's a he's a clown. You know how like they call people clown in this country? That's what he is.
regardless, he was elected, right?
Yeah, but that country, like, come
Yeah,
on,
it
man.
doesn't matter. You look, this is what it is. People in the world, right? We have bought into this idea of elections. You know, which, like I said, doesn't matter to me because I never elected anybody. I never elected. That's what I tell Principal. He's talking about, oh, you're a leader. I have never elected Al Sharpton. There was no election.
You heard the news, man,
So the
with
bottom
the
line,
what you would call it with the Black Congress, the black what do you call those
the
people, man?
congressional black caucus.
Yeah, you heard the news, man. And then it was y'all did a show about that the black leaders right in Congress and Senate, right? Doing Dinah's show. I think it was last week or a week or two, right? Y'all was talking about all these fucked up leaders, right? But then nobody never mentioned where the money come from. Like 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 how these people decide to run, like who fund the campaigns. Nobody like every time somebody comes on the show, nobody even mentioned that.
Well, the
Nobody
bottom
even
line is
mentioned that because
these
for you to run
people,
for Congress, it's millions of
the,
dollars,
the
millions of
black
dollars.
people, the black people do not have. They put these people in front of because they're black. That's it. You know, but
Yeah, but
that's dying in Black America.
yeah,
It's,
but
let me give you
you're
an
right.
example. In my city, we have a white mayor. He's been there. He's a good guy. I met him before, and two of them in Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, right? Some brother decides he wants to become mayor of Chesapeake. Man, he was standing outside the polling thing. Everybody looking at him like, man, get the fuck out of here. This city's run so well, right? We do not want you turning our city into Norfolk or Hampton, all black run, all run to the friggin' ground, you know? And so therefore, this idea, but this what they hate is the days come the black people getting smart, you know? In other words, just because you're black, I mean, and the bottom line is the Democrats use black people to do their bidding. do their bidding and stuff like that. They know you can get elected, but
Yeah,
by
yeah,
getting the
100%, 100%. But at the end of the day, who funds these people campaign?
well,
Who
whoever got
funds?
interest, whoever got money,
That's
it doesn't
who
really matter.
funds these
Whoever
people.
got money.
That's
Look,
what I'm trying to say.
there's
Who fund
millions
the
and millions of
campaign
dollars in
is
the
is
political
who
coffers and
dictate.
whatnot. It doesn't matter if you're not funding them. Somebody else wins. It doesn't really matter who's funding
Exactly.
them.
That's what they do.
So,
They just use
so
them
the
as a
whole thing is
face.
this. The whole thing is if you're not funding them, you don't have a political action committee, and you're not funding these people. And everything, even if you
Then
fund
it's
these people,
wasted time.
you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
sorry, it's wasted time.
Even if you're funding them, right? You still don't have enough resources
No, caller. If you
and do your.
funding them, there's different element of power that you have over them. You understand? Because in the day, when you trace the money, any country of like any organization, right? When you trace the money, you see who dictates certain things.
I mean, but bro, that's obvious. You're being Captain Obvious, of course.
Yeah,
There's
but it,
powerful people. There's powerful people. They got money. They got millions of dollars to spend, like George Soros. They got millions of dollars to spend on campaigns and whatnot. And the bottom line is, they don't just spend money on campaign. A lot
it's
of
to
times,
spend money on a campaign. Don't do that.
they've been tracking people for years. Like that guy Paul Ryan, the former Speaker of the House. They've been tracking that guy since high school. They've been tracking Barack Obama
Oh,
since.
you talking about the Republican?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
and
was
then after
basically
that,
the
when he
one that
stepped
wants
down,
to
yeah,
all
Speaker of
these
the House,
cuts,
he stepped down.
and he
He
wanted all
stepped
these
down,
tax cuts and everything. So
yeah,
basically,
and start working for a private company. That's what they do,
so
man.
the bottom line is, so he retired at age 49 because he got what he wanted. His tax cut. That was his life ambition. And
Just
so
look
the
up
bottom
like
line is, how did he get in that position? Is because people along the way helped him, just like Barack Obama. Barack
you
Obama basically was helped by the LGBTQ. Let me tell you how I know. One time years ago, I seen an old broadcast. I think this year was like 2009. I watched an old broadcast from a talk show, right? And the year was 1996. It said the rebroadcast, and it was like the Dole Kemp campaign. I said, "Oh, this is 1996, right?" But guess what? One of the things they talked about, right? Right? I shouldn't even heard this, right? They said the very first case of gay marriage is being introduced as a test run in Hawaii. It's going to the Hawaii Supreme Court. Now, who is from Hawaii? This was Barack Obama is from Hawaii. Listen to this, folks. This is why college is ahead of everybody. Now, that broadcast, and that happened in 1996. That was the same year Barack Obama wrote his book, Dreams of My Father. That's when he was starting to make waves, right? Now, if he is basically in Columbia about to go to Harvard Law Review, are you telling me Barack Obama never heard that case, the most popular case in Hawaii? That was the first gay marriage test case in the state of it was the state of Hawaii. Now, Barack Obama's from Hawaii. You think he didn't hear about that case? Of course he did. He's a lawyer. Of course he knew about that case. But yet when he was campaigning, he acted like he didn't have an opinion on it. And then at the time he was going to Columbia University, right? All his records of his speeches were covered. Donald Trump tried to get his speeches or what he said in Columbia unveiled, but his whole record, everything was sealed. And you could not get any speeches, anything he
Frank,
said while he was in Columbia.
Colin, of course, I agree with you saying. Obviously, like Obama did a lot for those people because I don't want to say certain things
Barack Obama was one of those people. He was one of those people.
because he did.
So
Because
the whole thing
we're on
is
the internet.
right now, these deviants and sexual deviants and everything, the Joe Epstein's, Jeffrey Epstein's, and the people that doing this perverted shit, these trans people and whatnot, they have a lot of money and power. These people are billionaires. They have a lot of money and power. They control Disney. They control a lot of media in this country and whatnot. See, the difference between them and black folk. Black people have legitimate needs. These people have no legitimate needs, right? But they have money and power. See how it works? You can have all that's all black people. When you get up there and talk your righteous indignation, nobody gives a damn about you. Why? Because you ain't got no money. You ain't got no power. It's all about money and power. The thing is, no,
Why
I'm
you
dead
think I
serious.
call my
Whatever,
YouTube?
whatever
Why you think
thing
my
you
name
play,
is? Why you think
huh?
my name is, man? Why you think my name is?
Well, you
I
gotta
call
start
myself
getting
that.
some money, Ahmed. You gotta get money. It's
Yeah,
one
but yeah,
thing to
but yeah,
dream
but yeah, but
about
why you
money.
think I call myself that though?
Yeah,
Because at the
well,
end of the day,
I hope you make it one day because
I
no matter
focus
what you
on
say, what you say, what you believe, your theories and your passions. Well, I believe this. I believe that. Nobody gives
nah,
a damn.
Carlos. Like, come on,
Now,
man,
when
come
you
on,
work
man.
billions of dollars, right? If you work billions of dollars, then people will take, no matter how stupid you sound, they'll take what you say seriously. They'll take what you say seriously. Like, let me give you an example. Right now, Floyd Mayweather, right, who basically told everybody that he don't give a damn about the cause, or he goes, if I want to spend money, I'm gonna spend something on somebody's important. That's me. So he don't give a damn about nobody. He gives nobody nothing. Floyd Mayweather is cheap. He donates money here and there, but for the most part, he don't get involved with. You can't shame him into investing in nothing or participating in the community, whatever like that. But the bottom line is this: he's donating and helping finance a movie about Big Meech, a drug dealer. But the thing is, though, we have yet to get a Marcus Garvey movie financed.
Yeah, but Carla, that just tells you the
So it
typical
tells me that
the
we live
typical
we live in
person,
a
the
corrupt
typical
country,
you
a
know
corrupt country that does not deserve my respect. Let me put it to you like this: does not deserve my respect, and will never get my respect. I have no respect for the system. I have no respect for black entertainers. I don't care about them. That's why people ask me, "Well, what do you think?" I don't care about none of it. I'm really dead serious. I don't go to movies. I don't watch television. I don't listen to music. I don't listen to none of this stuff. I'm somebody that's completely cleansed from this. As well. I don't really give a damn about football. People, who's your team? I don't have a fucking team. I don't have a basketball team. I don't have a football team. I don't care about none of this. You know, I don't give a shit about LeBron James. I don't give a damn about Shaquille O'Neal. I don't give a damn about none of these people. I really don't. When you want to be free, man, you got to free yourself from this foolishness that they got out there. That's what they put these people. They give these people millions of dollars and billions of dollars to distract you and mislead you. I don't give a
but
damn about these actors.
let's get back to the topic with the with Congress, right? To vote like the average course. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to like run for Congress, right? Because it's very important. People
We're
don't look
not. We're
at
not talking about Congress. We're talking about the Congo, bro.
the Congo. Okay.
I'm talking about the Congo. I'm talking about Congo has all the resources, and the reason why they only did that is because Trump said he wants Ukrainians minerals, right? And the Congo says, you know something, man. You know, I always thought the whole idea was to keep the white man out of Africa. That's what I always thought. Maybe I was wrong, man. Maybe this Pan African thing, like G's in the chat room, like, I can't believe you're saying this. No, I'm dead serious. Maybe, like I said, if let me say about another, I would say by the summer, if I feel that this movement is going left and going down the road, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna say, fuck it, I'm done. I'm gonna say the black race is just done. It doesn't deserve me. Take your chance with the white man. Take your chance with these stupid grifters. Take your chance with Omar Johnson and all these other people. You ain't gonna hear from College Genesis no more. I'm like, that's the way I feel about it. That's how angry I am right now. I'm freaking livid and I'm furious. Because I know for a fact of the matter is what I'm saying is the truth. What I'm saying is true. And when I talk about nationhood, I think that's the next path for Black America for freedom. We've done everything else. It's like this because we don't have enough men in Black America. That's a problem. We don't have enough men. We have beta males and sissies in Black America. That's what the problem is. And so therefore, I'm like alone.
Yeah, what about the one that come to your show that said men and women are equal? What do you call
Who said
somebody
that?
like that?
Who said that?
Somebody said it on your show. I don't want to call names, man.
Oh no, men have a job to do. Men are
Somebody
naturally
said
provided.
men and women are equal, like perfectly
No,
equal.
they don't. No, they don't. No, they
Somebody
don't.
said it on your show, man.
Well, yeah, well, they said it, but I didn't agree with that because men are supposed to be providers. They're supposed to be strong.
Yeah, but if a man says that and believes that, what that tells you about that man?
Well, I mean, he may have been misguided. I
No,
mean,
no,
I
no, no,
believe
no. Not even misguided
I
about
do. I don't think
himself
women are
from the
inferior. I
inside.
don't believe women are inferior to us, but
No,
saying that a woman
no,
can
no,
do
no.
what a man can do is
No,
different.
Carl.
But
It doesn't have to
I
do with
I
infer.
don't understand. I don't know the context of what it was said.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be with infer, but you can't say men and women are equal. Like it
Well.
doesn't
This is
have
what I'm
anything to do
saying.
with
I
infer.
said, well, mixing semantics up, right? I do believe men and women are equal, right? But I said men have different roles, women have different roles, right? Women do better things that men can do. Men do better things women can do. For the most part, men are supposed to be the providers, and the protectors. That's what men do. That's what men are good at. Men are decision makers and everything like that.
I mean,
Women,
like right now,
what?
when you look at like right now, when you look at the federal government, right, with Donald Trump taking over, having all his people the way he want to, the way you know what I'm trying to say. When you look at all the people around him, right, let's say about 10 of them, about let's say about 8 or 9 would be men, and then
Yeah, but the
the rest
bottom
would
line
be
is you got
females.
also the Attorney General is a woman,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
Director of
yeah, that's what I'm
Homeland
trying to say.
Security is a woman, National Security Advisor is a
Is a woman.
woman.
Yes, yes.
So it's the bottom line. Women are capable. Trust me.
No,
You
no,
know,
they are. They are. Trust me.
women are definitely capable.
I'm not a sexist. I'm far from that.
But what I'm saying in this case in time, at this point in history, right, when there's certain things a man, as far as his vision, sees things. Men are naturally territorial, and paternalistic and protectors. That's what men do. Women are not like that. Women are nurturers. At the time, the country needs a country right now. America needs a male father figure, and that's what Donald Trump was. A male father figure. Don't mean women can't be good administrators and make good decisions and everything. But at this point in American history, they needed a man, of charge. It's like Paul Kagame is a man in Rwanda. He's a man, but yet most of about a good half of his parliament are women. Women have their role in Rwanda, but the bottom line, Paul Kagame, the man, because if it was a woman running president of Rwanda, they would have got overrun a long time ago from the people. They wouldn't be in the Congo right now fighting forces trying to stabilize Rwanda. See, that's why I say the men have their role, women have their role, men have their role as far as like leaders and conquerors and stuff like that. That's what men do. So that's what I believe. That don't mean that we're not equal, just that we have different things that we are good at. Men are good as far as leaders. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. At the end of the day, you as a man, you're supposed to be the leader. If you can't lead a woman, just leave her alone. Let
and
somebody else
so
handle that.
that's
That's how I go. I don't
if
force myself with a female.
women
I
want
don't
to be
force myself
led.
with a female.
Women,
If you can't lead her, let her go.
and
But if
women
you
that's the
force
women
it,
want to be
that's where
led.
something else happened to you.
The women want to be led.
Oh yeah, it's their nature. But certain men are not able to lead certain women. But they force it, and then at the end of the day, they get mad when the opposite happens. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
some
well,
men are
you
just not
stupid.
real men. Women could tell when a man's a real man. That there's a certain authority you would project out
Thank
there.
you. That's exactly
Authority. You know what I'm saying? You put your foot down.
where that's exactly where I was trying to take it at. Respect to you, man. Sometimes, even though you and I disagree a little bit.
You gotta have authority. A man has authority.
Thank you.
And it's not even what you think. It's your aura. Your aura. How you present
Oh
yourself.
yeah.
What triggers you. What makes you happy. What makes you upset. Whatever. What you're interested in. Whatnot. What you hold. What you value. All those things women want to know. When they choose a man. What kind of man are you going to be? That's what women. That's what women want.
Oh yeah. But this Congo thing, right? I'm. It's It's those people. Those not even Congo. The entire continent, West Africa, has been suffering. You, the what we gonna do, man? It's like look at
I have no idea.
look
The
at
bottom line,
Cameroon, right?
as long
A
as
lot of
Black
people don't
America,
understand. A lot of people don't understand how like the condition of Cameroon. That guy has been in power for over 40 years. Paul Pierce, right? You
yeah,
barely hear people talking about him, try to get him out the way.
Barely alive. He's a
He barely
puppet.
alive. The man is like 90 years old. But then, but then, but then you have certain Africans that just open their big mouth and bring up some unnecessary garbage. There's one thing that bothers me about like certain Africans, Carla, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I, I hate the ones that just takes a white man view and then try to defend it to the highest level. But then at the same time does not have no solutions for his people.
Yeah.
But then but then the only solution might be, oh, just keep praying. When I have a I'm gonna give you an example, right? I have a family of mine, right? So this family goes to work, right, and makes money, right? But then at the same time, this family pick up phone call, right, and call their people, right, back home at suffering, right? You know what she always tell them? Oh, just keep praying, like everything will be okay. But then when the morning hits, right, she gets up and go to work and make money.
Yeah,
Can you
well,
imagine that?
that's why I don't get into
She goes to work and make money, and they come back home. But then when her people needs help, she tell them, "Oh, just keep praying, like Jesus gonna come save you." I swear to God,
well, that's what people do.
I'm not
That's
lying
why I
to you, man.
make sure that I'm never in that position
It could
to
be like,
everybody, you know.
I'm like, I said that one day, and I just looked at her, right? I'm on my business because I was over her spot, right? I said, back in my, I was like, how the fuck you gonna tell somebody, but you're not providing nothing for them to better their life? But then you get up and go to work and make money, and then come back to your house where you have hot water, cold water, you have lights, you have electricity. You know what I'm trying to say? You have all these things, and then these people don't have like 90% what you have.
Oh no. Let me answer Bruce's question. Yeah, what's triggered the current conversation role? Well, I don't know. The guy submitted, he brought that up. And so I thought the conversation around, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Congo and its resources, plunder. The bottom line is this, Brody. I don't know if you want to give any insight of what you think. If this goes through, and next thing you know, Congo becomes like a U.S. basically property. There goes your Ubuntu. Maybe Donald Trump discovered Ubuntu. Maybe Donald Trump has been reading Ubuntu and say, you know something, man, I want an Ubuntu. And the bottom line, the white man, he'll Ubuntu, he'll go to the Eskimo, he'll go anything with to get that deal and make that money. The white man will do anything. He'll wear a kimono. He'll go to every reach of the world to get what he wants to do. You ever see that? Or you see a white man, he'll have a Fu Manchu. He'll go to China and have a Fu Manchu dress on. He'll go to Japan and have a kimono on. Sit down and drink sake. He'll sit down with the Eskimo with a friggin' with a walrus skin on, fur on. Man, this guy will be out there with the Zulus and whatnot. Breaking bread with the Zulu. Anything he can, friggin' how he take over the world. He goes out and sits down with anybody. You know. And so, like I said, Donald Trump is not doing anything. He's just being a typical white man. He'll sit down and you'll see Donald Trump doing the Congo dance. He'll go out there and do a couple of dance moves and whatnot. Africans will get impressed and whatnot. Ooh, Pape Trump and whatnot. He could do the Ubuntu dance. So he knows all about Ubuntu and whatnot. Next thing you know, he done robbed you of all your minerals and took everything and whatnot. You out there in the cold complaining 10 years from now. Yeah, I think Donald Trump is not stupid. I think it could be that Donald Trump is basically if he basically gets his hands on Africa, I know what's going to happen. He's going to basically start shipping Negroes to Africa because he already talked about shipping American citizens to Greenland, El Salvador, Guantanamo, or not. Now, if he has bases in the Congo, what do you think? Where do you think a lot of Negroes in America are going to end up? They're gonna end up right Africa. So a lot of y'all people that talk about Africa is my therapy and all stuff like that. Africa's a future. It just might be your future. It just might just happen sooner than you think. You know, so all you people out there, Africa is my future. Africa, my future. Yeah, you're gonna be there very soon. You know, Donald Trump's gonna make that happen for you. You know, but it ain't my version of going to Africa, building an Afghanistan. It's gonna be over there as their prisoner and on Africa and whatnot. You know, Marisha said, "Oh Lord." You know it's true, Marisha. You might just have a chance to be over there yourself. You know, you wanted to go to Africa, live in Sierra Leone or whatnot. You might just have a one-way ticket to the Congo or whatnot. You know, sister. You know, and people look at it and say, "Oh yeah, you call yourself African Americans, right? So we're gonna try to make you just at home." You know, 10 years in a friggin' a hot prison in sunny Congo or not. You know, you might be sentenced to a hard labor in a prison mine somewhere. You know, in the Congo. You know,
Don't worry, man. Congo gonna fix himself one of these days.
no, it's not. You know,
Trust me, Colin.
Congo's not gonna fix
You can't
itself.
you can't stay down for life, man.
No, until there's a look, until there's an
You can't.
until
No
I believe
empire,
this.
no
This is what I
empire stay
believe.
for life. Live
Until there's
forever.
a geopolitical revolution, which is in Afghanistan, right?
I get what you're
Then
saying,
Congo has a chance. Other than that, I don't see it. Bro.
but no empire stay for you.
Oh
No empire
please,
stay
they've been
forever.
saying that for the longest time. The white man ain't going nowhere, man. He's like I said, we've been taking L's for
Uh,
500 years, man. The white man's been on a winning streak for 500 years, man. I think it's safe
I
to
get what you're
say
saying.
the next five, six
No
hundred years.
empire stays for
So basically, you're
forever,
gonna
man.
wait 500, 600 years from now to find out what's gonna happen. I'll tell you what's gonna happen.
Nah.
You're gonna be on this a show like
Trust
this.
me.
You know, you're gonna either be in Sierra Leone,
Trust me, Colin.
cassava, cola nuts. You know, those I know what's it? Cashew nuts, right? What that's what y'all make cashew nuts. You're gonna be over there in the cashew nuts, or now making palm oil, and doing something fishing. You know, you know,
Trust me, Colin.
same
I
Negroes will
know what you're
be here.
saying, but
Omar Johnson will be on the internet asking for cash. You know,
man, no, trust me.
Negroes,
You ever
Negroes are gonna be Negroes. You know,
you ever looked up? Let me see. This might be off topic, but it's nah. Let me not bring it up.
the Dusty Brothers say, "Kyle, you can't let Don make an African for you." Look, the bottom line is this: I really want to do this thing, but I really got no real support in this movement. You know, I'm not gonna keep lying to myself. You know, black people are so attracted by entertainment. Instead of saying, you know something, man, what do I want? The black man in America doesn't know what he wants. You know, he has absolutely nothing. I admired a little country like Lesotho could stand up to the United States and say, "How dare you not recognize us?" A little tiny ass pink sweet country like Lesotho. The black man in America, everybody comes to this country and shits on him. You know, 45 million people call themselves the most advanced. You ain't, unless you have a flag. Lesotho's like we have a flag. We have a. That's what you get respect when you have a land and you have a flag and you have a territory. You know. That's when you get respect. The black man in America doesn't want respect. You know, that's why he's not going to get. That's why nothing's going to work. That's why I don't believe in Pan Africanism. There could be no Pan African outside of a friggin' the African American having a nation of their own. You know, I don't believe in this going to fucking Ghana and going to Sierra Leone and going to Liberia and all these other countries. We're not. I mean, the black man in America needs to land a nation. He needs to deal with the United States and the world as a government, as a geopolitical entity. That's what I believe. You know. Now, at this point in time, man, if you don't believe that we ain't in Afghanistan, you know, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I really don't know what to tell you. You know, so it is what it is. Congo has many minerals that's not funny. I see Donald Trump making Congo. Yeah, he gets us all over Congo, man. We are freaking finished. We are actually finished. I don't see no other opportunity. The only thing we have left is like we could visit countries like Ghana. What was the point? You know, ain't nothing gonna happen. You know, what's the real point? You know, well, once the United States basically has a base in Africa like that, you know, then nobody needs Black America anymore. Really. One thing Black America said, oh, we got the American dollar. Well, we got the Americans right there in the continent now. Or we got basically access to the American government. You know, we don't need Black America anymore. Before, Black America was hard because we're Black people and we're in America, so Africans always look to us as their connection in America, but they don't need us anymore like that, you know? So it is what it is. So it is what it is.
It's gonna change. Trust me, it's gonna change.
Oh no, I don't think so. I'll believe it when I see it.
No, trust me, trust me.
I go by what all I go by what I hear online. I hear the way people talk, just like today. What you call?
What was today?
No, I just go around the internet and I just listen what people are saying, and I'm just like I said, our brothers and sisters in Africa, they're so contentious with us over here. What the hell? Why is it got? They got so much animosity towards Black America. I'm like, what the hell? I don't know why that is.
Well,
You know?
man, what happened? What somebody
No,
say?
wait a minute. Basically, there was this this one racist comedian was making comments about Black people and AIDS, and there's somebody basically said, I don't know if there's a white guy saying this. He goes, somebody said, we Africans don't like them people either. Joining in a racial conversation. When I was like, yeah, wow, man, African comment like that. You know what I'm saying? When somebody said it could be just a white guy pretending. I said, no. I hear some Africans talking like that. You know, I used to think it was just white guys trolling, but now I know there are actually Africans who think like that. You know,
Man, can you repeat that?
no, I'm saying the fact that, like I said, I saw a comment on I think it was a TikTok video, YouTube video, right? Somebody made the comment that, yeah, even the Africans don't want these people, you know, or something like Black America. They was talking about crime in Black America, right? And then basically somebody purported to be an African said, no, we don't want them over here either. And I was like, wow, just completely threw us under the bus, you know?
So hold on, though. This was a comment, like somebody wrote a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Carla, you gotta understand. Anybody could just write anything. It don't have to be that person.
I looked at the person's profile. It was somebody Black. You
Yeah,
know?
but just because somebody else's profile is Black doesn't mean that person is Black.
No, bro. I'm telling you right now, that's common on TikTok. Like I can't find TikTok videos. I mean, find something on YouTube to make you convince you. You know.
Yeah, but also you gotta understand the internet has a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, I know, but the bottom line, but that's the only way we can gauge what's going on because if people take the time.
Yeah, but you see somebody else's profile and then somebody else.
That means there's millions of people out there who think like that, but just don't want to like this. And that it's on both sides too. It's African Americans talk about, but I always thought that I always thought, oh, we only have to worry about the ignorant Black people in America. I had no idea that Africans felt like that. I was like that. I never thought Africans felt like that. I was like, damn. So let me find something. Let me see this. I could play this video. This guy Godfrey, he basically, Godfrey. He's like real. He's like he was Nigerian, but he's really Black America, but he sees things from both sides, And he says, yeah, a lot of Africans come over here with that superiority attitude. I have no idea where it comes from. You always feel yourself superior when you come from a place that's superior, You can't come from a fucking third world country thinking you're superior. I mean, I don't know. Look, let me tell you something, Baruti. That whole thing about Trump being isolationist was always bullshit. You know, his first time he was talking about isolation because he had to get America together. Now he pretty much got America a lot. Now he's trying to go around the world and say, hey, look, you know, let's get involved here, let's do this here, stuff like that. So I know no president in America could stay isolationist forever. You know, he could get into unnecessary wars, but trust me, yeah, he's definitely involved geopolitically in Africa. Of course he is, you know. I don't know, Brody. The Adolf FBA, they reject being African, but the Africans got to give the Adolf FBA's better reason to identify with the continent. I mean, I don't know. I identify with the continent. I identify with Africa, but you got to give these Adolf FBA's reason to do so. And right now, the condition of Africa right now, you know, I mean, the condition on the continent is just not really good. As far as like, you know, there's some people going to the continent and stuff like that. You know, those who want to go to the continent are there. I'm here in Africa now. But the majority of black people in America, I seriously doubt it. You know, I don't know, Brody. You know, yeah, they may be fools for rejecting Africa, but you know, there's absolutely no cost. They can be fools. Like somebody say, most racists are fools, Peruti, right? But the reason why they're still racist is because it doesn't cost them anything. There's no consequence for it. There's no consequence for a so-called African American or ADOS, FBA for rejecting Africa. You know, Africa has never made itself important or relevant to us. I hope Peruti can understand that. You know, he probably doesn't agree with what I just said. You know, Africa has never made it. When I say relevant, I mean really that's something that we can't live without, or something that we need, or something that's vital. We have never had that from Africa, you know. But in America, people understand we do live in America. We do need jobs here. We do eat here. We do raise our families here and stuff like that. We have our homes here and everything like that. So therefore, of course, black people don't want to gravitate towards this as a necessity. Now, the key is to make Africa a place where we could have a stake in. And that's what the African is all about. If black people had an African, yeah, they would embrace Africa. But basically, when you talk about embracing Africa, you got nothing to gain from it. What Brody, can you tell us what does African Americans have to gain from Africa? You know, at this present time, the way things are right now, we have absolutely nothing. So the thing is, the white man, he's trying to build his mineral reserves or industries and everything like that. We have no industries. We have nothing like that. You know, we have no stake in the mineral resources of Africa. We have nothing. We have no nation state. We have no industrial base. We have none of that stuff. This is the consequences, Brody, for being a landless, stateless people. Being a landless, stateless people means that people don't have to respect us. So what's that? I don't know what else to tell Baruti, but that's the truth. So let me play this video by Godfrey.
That would be a perfect dynamic. So I went in there.
Why y'all hate us?
What? Well, you're Nigerian now. You need to talk to them. Why do you hate Shannon on me? For what? No, why do we don't hate? That's some bullshit.
Nah, y'all do. Y'all be hating.
No, wait a
Y'all be
minute.
sneak tip hating.
Wait, first of all, as me being raised here, I protect both. First of all, some Nigerians, they do sometimes, Africans in general, some of them do think they're better than African Americans, which is bullshit.
Right.
Because it's not the truth, because Africans are treated like shit in Africa. Colonization.
Yeah.
England, France. That's why you speak in French, not because you special.
Yeah.
Because they came and sat on your shit and said, you're going to speak what the fuck we speak. The Dutch, all of them, Italian, all of those European countries came and colonized you, treated you like shit. I mean, you go to South Africa, white people are calling themselves Africans and they don't even look it. That's some gangster shit, don't you think? I'm from South Africa. No, you're not. You're Dutch. You just didn't know when the fuck to leave. You see what I'm saying? It's fucked up. So that should tell you, and what African Americans have gone through, the fucking hell that they've gone through and still go through, how are you coming from that mentality and saying you thinking you better than them? Because you have an accent? Because for some reason, the white society in America tends to, Africa, he has an accent. It's a little different. It's like when you're British, like Idris said, when you have a British accent and you're black, hello, I don't know. That's what I'm doing. Oh, that's why they get to play us. Listen, British black dudes are playing drug dealers. I thought Idris Elba was from Baltimore. I thought he was. You know, he was like, yo, you motherfuckers don't understand. And then I'm watching BBC. You know, when I did The Wire, I studied the ghetto in Baltimore. You sound like Lord Baltimore, motherfucker. What the fuck was that? And then this Driss guy, there's another Driss.
Yeah.
A Snowfall.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this motherfucker's like, yo, cuz. And he's like, you know, I took a, you know. What the fuck is this, you know? Another, because I don't know what it is. Something about, this is just my theory, something about that black American accent. Hey man, fuck it. But hello. Oh. And we'll let Idris play that, but then when he gets back to his normal self, we get to hear James Bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we don't want to hear that. It's something about that. I don't know. I think it's just a little weird. It's like African Americans go through hell, but everybody copies African Americans.
Right.
Everybody does. I've been to a lot of countries. You've been to a lot of countries. I've been to a lot.
I've been to a lot of countries.
You haven't been to a lot of countries? You're so Southern.
Yeah.
He's like, I mean, I'll go.
I've been to a lot of states.
It's a lot of stuff. God damn. I mean, I go fishing over there. Yeah. So bad. And out here, my RV. Like my grandma say, you ain't got nothing to do. Stay where you at. but listen, I'm saying when I've been to China, I actually performed. I was the first American to perform in Russia in 2018 in Moscow. And black shit is everywhere. Hip hop. There's Russian hip hop. I was in Lithuania. Went to a Lithuanian hip hop club. I was the only black dude there, and they were all grabbing their dicks and. But I'm like this. Hi guys. Hello. Hi. That's our culture. Yeah. China, everywhere is hip hop. When I was in Japan, when I was in Korea, black people are copied. All that K-pop is just nothing but fucking a new edition. It's all black shit everywhere. African American, I think the African American culture is the strongest culture on the planet. Period. Because even Africans are going, yo, nigga, man, fuck all that shit, nigga. Really? You sound stupid, man. This nigga got a lot of nerve, man. I was just saying, though, man, nigga. Shut up. The fuck out of here. Michael Blackson does it, but he's fucking around.
Right.
But there's people doing it. I see they got these reality shows, these African like reality shows. And she's like, shit, that bitch, I know that bitch not talking to me like that. Really? What?
They got Real Housewives of Africa.
They got shit like that now. Nigeria got Nollywood and all that. Hell, it's the third largest movie. But they're acting like they're taking from African American shit.
He's talking about
a lot of them are taking it. Some people may not agree, but it's facts. And it's like, why are you shitting on African? Every African is not shitting on African American. That's bullshit.
Right.
But it's like it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Because African Americans are I mean, Africans are creative too, of course.
Right.
But African American, that culture is the coolest shit on the planet. Keep it 100. Hip hop, just everything. Just damn, jazz, blues, everything you create. African Americans created all of American music. It's all black.
Right.
Like, even country music, even though they complaining, like John Schneider from the Dukes of Hazzard. What are you fucking still Bo Duke, motherfucker? What's wrong with you? He goes, what is it? Beyonce, boy, it's just like a dog pissing on everything. Shut up. It's black.
Yeah.
Country music is ours. It's black. I'm claiming it. And you're going to say, oh, look, you just coming to Shut up. You still white people take from old black men and black women and make it and then say, you stay out of goddamn. Look at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How the fuck you going to have a Hall of Fame and we got to wait to get inducted from the music the black people created? And you got a whole white fucking, well, we don't know. What? Have you been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Elvis's shit goes from here to the bottom. James Brown got, That's a measurement in James Brown talk. He got a little fucking, he got an exhibit this big. It's literally, wow. That's it. This exhibit is that big.
Yeah, you can see, well, bro, there's a lot of stuff, nuances to this relationship. I have no idea what comes from. I tend not to get involved with all this because it's all stupid to me. I don't really participate in so-called African American culture myself. So basically, I don't consider half the stuff they put up there as African American culture my culture. I think it's just ratchet, ghetto, hood culture when I don't necessarily mean it's African American. So it's American ghetto culture, it's not necessarily African American. I hate when people equate ghetto culture with Black America.
Yep, that's exactly what he was doing.
But then again, like I said, people basically like to claim it.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference.
People like to
Big
claim
difference.
everything. So I'm trying to tell Baruti, what you call it? It doesn't matter
Massive
about.
difference, man. Massive difference.
Baruti goes, Kala, businessman, Massad, Boulos, whatever that is, Lebanese father of Trump's daughter, hubby, is set to be a new envoy to DRC. Work with. Where'd you get that from, Baruti? Your cereal box? Where'd you get this information from? Well, the bottom line is, if he's Lebanese, he probably knows all about the money and opportunity in Africa that Black Americans he doesn't want to engage in. So.
What do you mean he doesn't know? Come on, man. The American government is an empire, man. They know. Come on, man. Sometimes some of these people, man.
America really never really had a presence in Africa. I'll tell you that right now.
They have, man. Come on, Colin. Man, stop it, man.
With the exception of Nigerian oil industry.
Come on, Colin, man. I need this sometimes, man.
No, I'm getting serious, bro. I'm trying to tell you this. This is how. Let me tell you. This is how it works. Ahmed, let me say this. This is how it works. America was as a Pacific power, right? It's been the coast to coast, sea to shining sea. America's hegemony and every manifest destiny is the Western Hemisphere, and they're spread through the Pacific. That's America, right? What America does is anything it needs out of Africa, it outsources to its partners, the Belgian, the French, and the British, and all these other people. Wall Street bankrolls all these people. I think basically we was in Vietnam War. Who do you think Saigon was once the pearl of Southeast Asia? It was built by the French, right? Indochina, right? So when the communist war came out, the Americans like, man, how are we going to recoup this money that we lost? Once they get back control of the land, they can recoup the money. But the money that's been loaned will be lost forever if the communists take over, right? That's why you fight wars. So therefore, what I'm saying is America bankrolled the Belgium and the Congo. It bankrolled the Anglo-American Corporation was bankrolled by Wall Street and South African mines and everything like that. Most of everything you see in Africa was bankrolled through Wall Street firms, trust firms, everything like that. Even the opium trade in the Far East was bankrolled by American companies, right, that financed the opium trade from Turkey to Asia, to India and Turkey, to China, and the shipping and stuff like that. America never had any direct in Africa. It basically left that to the French, the British, the Portuguese, and all these other groups of people. America bankrolled them, The only time America really got involved in Africa, I think, was the Angolan War. That was about it. I think America did have boots on the ground. The Angolan War, that was about it, Other than that, America basically supports their own regimes there.
Yeah, we'll call it. All these countries that you name, they're attached to America.
No, they're not. No, they're not. The French have the French monetary zone. The British have the pound. The English monetary.
Okay.
They're all friggin' different monetary zones.
No.
Now they got the euro.
You're missing the point. Okay. America's biggest.
America's not. Look, let me tell you, Ahmed, you know what the problem is? You got to understand something. You haven't studied this history of this country, right? Do you know President William McKinley, somebody that Donald Trump likes, right? He was an American nationalist, right? He did not agree with imperialism. He didn't think America should have territory in the Philippines, Guam, and all these other places like that, Puerto Rico. That was a fierce debate in America. America didn't start basically grabbing territories even in the Far East until Teddy Roosevelt began. Teddy Roosevelt was a puppet of the British. America was a puppet of the British. The British were the one basically controlling America's foreign policy for generations. You know, Teddy. That's why they assassinated McKinley. He was assassinated, right? Because he didn't want to play ball with them, with the British, the Rothschild banks, and all stuff like that. The Rothschild banks were so powerful, right? They said they told the Allies. He said, "Yeah, burn Holland down. We'll rebuild it. We'll rebuild it." In other words, basically, they had so much money, right, from Indonesia all over the globe, right, that as soon as they basically the war was over, all that trillions of dollars start circulating back in, and they could rebuild. You know, they said we'll rebuild it. We don't care. The Rothschild family is the one who built the Suez Canal. You know, this has nothing to do with America. You know, the Rothschild banks and all these other people like that, the Bilderbergs, all these other people like that, the Bretton Woods institutions, right? What are Bretton Woods institutions? Bretton Woods was a post World War II created during the Marshall Plan, a rebuilding in Europe. They said Europe had lost a lot of its power because of the war, right? They were weakened, right? So they knew they couldn't hold on to these countries in Asia, but they wanted to hold on to Africa as long as possible. So what they did was they did a strategic withdrawal, but they stayed. You know, in other words, they withdraw the forces and everything, brought their people back to the country, but they had to have a system in place to recoup their wealth that they invested in Asia, right? So they created these Bretton Woods institutions. What were the Bretton Woods? There was the United Nations, right? There was the World Trade Organization, the World Bank, the IMF. All these were post-World War II Bretton Woods. And where's Bretton Woods? What does it mean that? It was a place called Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. That's where it all started, you know? It was they formed this thing called the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission meets every 7 years to decide wars, decide trade policy, just like a group of people that really decides how the world's run. The Trilateral Commission, right? The Trilateral Commission, these Bretton Woods Institute, World Health Organization, World Population stuff, the world, the Malthusianists who believe that the world. So all this stuff about climate change, all stuff like that is part of this new world order. The new world order was to basically create a one world government. That's why you got the World Court, all these things, the World Bank, the world. These guys were trying to create a new world order post World War II. You know, they would divide the world in half, in communism and what they call the free world, right? The free world represented America, the West, everything like that. The communist world that was controlling one half of the world was the Soviet Union. You know. But all those geopolitics have changed since the collapse of the Soviet Union. But it's not just all that that's cut and dried you think it is. America doesn't have any interest in a lot of stuff. Most Americans are basically don't have anything to do with any of this. You know, just what they call neocons. These people believe in the New World Order, stuff like that, the George Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas, and all these other people. These are New World Orders, you know? That's why they created TV stations like CNN and stuff like that. You know, before CNN, people got their news from local and regional news outlets. Now you got global news people influencing people from all around. Rupert Murdoch from Australia. He owns Fox News. You know, so the bottom line is this: he bought up the Wall Street Journal, Fox News. He bought up a lot of media. Why? Because they put out that agenda to push. So it's not as easy as people think it is, you know? Bro, I'm sick and tired of Africa of the West. Grow some boys and be men. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, true, man. The Africans got to stop talking about the West, man. They're just getting so old. You know, the Africans got countries. They got.
You done talking, man? You done talking? Because, you know, I listen to you. I'll be quiet.
No, I said what you call Africans have governments. That's the thing. You have government.
Yeah, but DK, man, it said DK. I'm sick of Africans bitching about the West. Roll some balls.
Yeah, I know, but hold on. You Africans have governments, man.
Okay, okay. So I'm trying to explain something to you because you said some good points. Some of them are something else. You called out, man, Teddy Roosevelt, right? Teddy Roosevelt was in power, I think, He was
about early 1900s. The early 1900s.
Okay. So America has been the world superpower, the number one power for going on 80 years now, right?
But that was
So
post
that's
World
right up.
War II. That
Yep,
was
yep,
post
yep,
World War II.
yep. Okay. So you ever heard about this bank called this man? You ever heard about the what do you call it? The FCDO?
No, I never heard of it. It must not be important.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah,
The
I'm positive.
FCDO.
No,
Okay, the FCO
what
is
do
the
you say? Give me the name. Don't give me abbreviation.
I'm
What
about
is
to tell
it?
you. Yeah, it's the foreign Commonwealth and Development Office.
So what is that? What does that got to do with anything? We don't have any Commonwealth. We're not a Commonwealth. We're not part of the Commonwealth. What does that got to do with us?
Okay. That's the reason why I said that, because before America took over, it was the British. So the British run the world
America
for
took
about
over what? Took over what?
before you know what I'm saying, like America become the world superpower. It was the British.
No, yeah, but I'm saying, hold up. America does not have colonies.
I'm getting to the point, Carla. I understand what you're trying to say, but like it or not, America is a
America's a
superpower.
powerful country, but it's not a colonial power. You understand that? America's get most of its goods and services are first right here in
Oh,
America.
okay. First of all,
America does not need the rest of the world for anything.
okay. See, I'm missing the point, man. I'm not trying to argue unnecessarily. I'm not trying to argue unnecessarily, because obviously America is a superpower.
Yeah, it's a superpower because it's a military and there's no rival. That's all that is.
No.
America's a superpower because it has an advanced military. It has a large military. That's it.
No.
America. That's it. That's all it is. America is a powerful country when it has a $34 trillion economy. It has nothing to do with anything else than like that's the size of its economy and the size of the military. America doesn't have any bases that is occupying countries and controlling countries, whatever like that. You know, the
Okay.
British actually had subjects. You know, British actually had subjects.
Okay. Now, check this out, right? That Commonwealth thing, the development I told you about, it's the same concept.
The British has a common.
I understand the British. That's what you see. That's the point. You guys don't understand.
We do
that's
understand.
Why a lot of
Why
people.
you keep telling me I don't understand? We know everything. And
No,
we just don't
no.
understand. A lot of you guys talk a lot of stuff and you don't know what you're talking about, you know?
Okay, Carl. I'm gonna be quiet for 2 minutes, man, and let you talk. Then after that, I'm gonna come in.
My point I'm trying to make is this, right? When you guys talk about the empire, the problem is you have never built any Black African infrastructure. You have none. You know, you can't be a source of raw materials and stuff like that forever. Africa never put itself together and said, let's become one country, one state, and delegate, well, what country is going to produce this one? Africa could be industrialized. Africa, if it was united like an African, like a Soviet Union, it could be stronger than the United States, bigger than the United States. Africa is like 5 times the size of the United States. But why is it that basically Africa produced less than 1% of the world's goods and services? Less than 1%. That's Africans. That's not the West and everything. That's not the West. You can't keep blaming it on the West. That's Africans. Africans decided that they want to keep their little fiefdoms, these countries that were created by the Europeans. They want to instead of creating regional governments and stuff like that, and basically even create new states if they're necessary or not, with borders and protection, and create a global federal system, where everybody has like an African Security Council, African standard military, peacekeeping forces and whatnot, African Development Corporation and everything like that. African don't work together. You know how many times I'm in Liberia right now. I got Angolan partners, right? Do you know that Angola and Liberia, right? 2 countries that has an influence on Black America. They have no diplomatic relationships. I'm like, how the hell does that happen? Y'all on the same continent and y'all have no diplomatic ties, And so I'm saying to myself, a lot of these countries in Africa don't even have a relationship with each other. Besides, they see each other once in a while in the African Union meeting. That's not the Europeans. That's not the Americans. That's Africans themselves. You made a conscious decision to have most African presidents. They when Europeans have something, they pack them on a plane, put them on a shuttle bus, and chauffeur them around. Why you got to take all your money to go to Europe and they give you a free meal and show you around and you get to feel like a head of a state and whatnot? And what they do is they project that onto their people, saying, "See, the white man invited me to their country. I'm the real leader of you." The leadership in Africa don't derive from the people; it derives from their proximity to white people. So you can't come in here in the same breath talking about how the white man controls Africa. Africans allow the white man control them because that's what gives you your leaders credibility. Every time an African leader, he has to make like at least one trip to Europe a year and shake hands with somebody important to reassure his people that he's the one that the West is dealing with. That's sad. So that tells me that Africans have really no interest in working with us. They have no interest in working with each other. What's important is their relationship with their former colonial masters. So we could talk about that all day, all night. That's the truth. That is the absolute truth. So you can talk about the American Empire and stuff like that. No, it's Africa worship and African inferiority complex when it comes to the white man. Why? Because the Asians had a thing in 1955 called the Bandung Conference. When we play the video, the Bandung Conference. They got together and say, something? We're tired of these white people dominating us. We're tired of all stuff like that. We want to do everything we can. We're going to put it in policy and laws to free ourselves. We got steps. They came up with an agenda how to free themselves from the West. 30 years later, Asia had caught up with the West in 1985. That caught up. Was out producing the West. Cities like Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, all these countries in Southeast Asia were booming manufacturing hubs, and they built that infrastructure, the shipping and everything like that, logistics. They made the decision in the Bandung Conference, right, and set these policies that all the governments followed. Africa refuses to do that. It's all about what they can get, whatever like that. A lot of them just ain't serious about shit, So what can you do, man? But we in the West are just tired of hearing about the white man from Africa. We are, And then now this president of Congo invites Donald Trump over here to take over his minerals. And of course, Donald Trump's going to take it. He's smart to do so, But 10 years from now, when Congo's still impoverished and whatnot, you'll be sitting there talking about, oh, Donald Trump took all our minerals and we ain't got nothing for it. Same old freaking story. When does the cycle end? Marishai knows I'm telling the truth, Yeah, they ain't Eddie Thorne. Yeah, they didn't do enough to get out of colonial bondage, right?
I mean,
but they always had
go ahead,
us.
keep going, man. Keep going. When you ready,
the biggest problem with Africans is
when you ready to jump in,
they always had black people in America in the West caping for them, talking about how racist America is, neo-colonial and that. And the answer all the time was Africans themselves. Seriously. Carla, you asked was so-called missed by being descended from Africa, dignity. Look, let me tell you something, Broody. I meet black people every day. They got good jobs. They're raising families. They're doing all stuff like that. The last thing they're thinking about is freaking Africans, And so the bottom line is this. You say that under Mzungu's nuts, but what are Africans? Africans aren't free. They're under the Mzungu's nuts. What do you think the topic of tonight is? The DR Congo is inviting Trump to come in and take over the minerals and everything like that. So Africa has nothing to talk about. There's nothing in Africa. There's no African.
Stop it, man. You talking like all of a sudden Congo just said, "Oh, Donald Trump just come get it." You know what? Let me get to this.
Hold on. Let me play the video.
You talk a lot.
Let me play the video.
Okay, somebody say something else, man.
The Congo.
Man, can somebody else say something else?
The Congo reached out to Donald Trump. He didn't.
If you're gonna have a show, okay. You know what? You see. You know what the president just did, and Donald Trump just did.
I have no idea. I don't pay attention.
The Marco Rubio, right? Yesterday. You know what he did? Marco Rubio. He told every every Caribbean countries, right? He told them to stop, like whatever, like assistance they doing with Cuba completely. And then he said if they don't stop, they will they were going to take the visas from the governments and from their, their little family that come to America and spend money. Make that make sense? Isn't that empire movement?
I have no idea. Look, the bottom line is
No,
America.
hold on. Like, what do you
America,
call
hold
that?
on. America, look,
Listen. What do you
basically
call that
is
though?
America's a power. It does
No,
not, it
Yeah,
does
but
not
what
like
do you call
Cuba.
that though?
You want my opinion? You want me to answer it? America is a freaking power. It does not like Cuba. It has sanctions on Cuba, and all they're doing is enforcing the law. The law's on the books. But that's ever since Kennedy's time, the Cuban Missile Crisis, embargo on Cuba. Those laws on the books had nothing to do with Donald Trump.
This is different.
What?
Donald Trump just took it to another level.
Yeah, but the bottom line, but the
He
laws
just
are
took it
still
to
on the
another
books.
level.
See, like I said, what you need to do, Ahmed, is worry about
No, but
Sierra
you guys
Leone.
act like no.
Let me tell you
But you guys
something.
act
Let me
like
tell you something.
your empire is just
Ahmed,
good
let
old
me say this.
empire.
Ahmed, America's not going no place. So now what's your problem? What do you do? It's not going no place. It's only going to get stronger. What do you do? What's your next move?
Listen, that's not the point. The point
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Look, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. What is your plan? America is going to get stronger. It's going to keep doing this. So what are you going to do about it?
Okay. Not empire. Right?
What?
I'm gonna say this, right? Not all empire.
What exactly you plan to do about it? What can you do and what will you do? Let me play this video.
ensuring American oversight of the mineral export hub. They're also willing to partner with America to ensure that they develop a strategic stockpile of Congolese minerals that will go a long way in enhancing not only economic but also security resilience of the United States of America. And in a letter that the DRC sent to the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, they say that the country has 24 trillion in terms of untapped natural resources, including critical minerals, and they supply 70% of the world's cobalt that is critical for aerospace and also defense industries, plus other tech-related industries. And they also say that they have some of the largest deposits of lithium, tantalum, uranium that are vital for the next generation of military application and also energy independence. And where the U.S. comes in is America has identified 50 critical minerals, and DRC has large deposits of 10 of those. On the 20th of January, we saw President Donald Trump signing the Unleashing America Energy Executive Order, which made securing some of these critical minerals a little bit easier because they'll be made a priority. And so by allowing access, what the DRC does is it ensures that the U.S. has stable supply, but also goes a long way in reducing Chinese influence in the mining industry in the country.
Yeah, and it's interesting timing given the U.S. is looking to Ukraine, too, for minerals. Indira, when we talk about the fighting in the eastern DRC, how is that affecting mineral exports right now?
Jen, for starters, the perception towards Rwanda is becoming more and more hesitant. We've seen the European Union lawmakers say that it's time that the Union reconsiders the $935 million mineral deal it has with Rwanda. So that's a starting place. And other countries are going to become more and more hesitant in buying minerals from Rwanda. As at the moment, there are no sanctions, so anyone is free to buy, but the perception of the country is tainted globally because of the fighting that is going on in the DRC. DRC, and the country is saying that Rwanda is stealing its minerals, smuggling them, and laundering them into the global ecosystem. This is also an opportunity for the Democratic Republic of Congo. They can set their house in order. There have been some American companies that have worked in DRC, but they've exited. While these companies had their own problems, for example, they were heavy in debt. DRC is a difficult market. You'll have people complaining of corruption, legacy infrastructure issues. The fighting did not start right now. The Eastern region
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. It's this Liberian internet connection. Sorry.
You good, man? You good? You good? You good?
And so, yeah, so I was playing the video. So you saw what's going on. The DRC is making a bold move. This is like a really bold move. It's like so much is happening in the last few months, I have never seen anything like this in my life. My whole thing is, why didn't Barack Hussein Obama ever do a move like this? Can anybody tell me what Barack Hussein Obama ever did in Africa besides put sanctions on Zimbabwe and push LGBTQ? Trump is trying to get minerals and out of DR, the Congo and whatnot. Obama was trying to put the LGBTQ in Kenya and the Congo and Zambia and all these other places like that. Just sad. We wasted so much time with that moron in office, Barack Hussein Obama. Eddie Thor said, DK exactly. British colonized India for more than 300 years, but they kept their Hindu and some, they still speak their native language. Yeah. So that's what it is. So I in many ways, I'm angry, because like I said, man, it's just being part of the losing race, Now, Baruti be like, oh, Kala, you admire the Mazungos. Or look, I admire people who are winning, And the bottom line is this: Baruti could never tell you, well, Kala. Like I asked Baruti, I said, tell me what African Americans who don't identify with Africa. I identify with Africa. I don't see like I gained anything from this, Really, I lost a lot from this. So tell me, what does African Americans basically have to gain or lose by not identifying with Africa? Tell me. What's up, DK? What's on your mind?
Yeah, Kala, I remember you said this a few shows ago, that why would Black Americans stick their neck out for African countries or go out on a limb for them to rep them when they just turn around and sign a deal like this with Trump?
Right, exactly. Well, like I said, I'm at the point where I'm ready to give up, man. I'm just done. I am so freaking done with all this. I'm so done with the race, with Black people in general. I'm just tired of it. It is what it is.
Trump has shown nothing but hostility for African countries since.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to reach out to Black America, but he really does not really like Africans. I don't know what that's all about, man. But he has no love for Africa, man. I have no idea what that's all about. He really doesn't. When they say Trump racist, towards Black America, he's always trying to reach out to Black America. But when it comes on to Africa, man, he don't have any respect for them. Like that Lesotho, he knew what Lesotho was. He ain't stupid. You can't be a president of the United States and well-read and everything, but say you never heard of Lesotho. Well, he heard of Lesotho. He was just being funny. He's hilarious. He knew what Lesotho was, but Lesotho. What do you think about the Lesotho people? They took that as they brought her. I mean, they're mad. They're staging a formal protest against Donald Trump for that joke.
I think it's just the way some Africans think. They overplay their importance on the world stage.
Oh, exactly. Weren't we saying this? Wasn't I saying this after dumbass? I said, you guys. He comes over here like, see, I'm from this to Sonike. These guys really think they're important. They really think they're important. That's the danger about Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism. I'm guilty of it. We had elevated, put the Africans so on high, man. And then reality hits, man. Nobody knows who the fuck y'all are, man. Nobody cares, You disappear from the country tomorrow. Nobody would even miss you,
And I think that's where Trump is coming from. He only respects power, straight up power.
I know.
That's it.
You can't be a needy people. We need this, we need this. And you're, like he said, you're a sovereign country. You have all the resources to pull yourself up, but you don't want to do that,
And that's what I learned from him his first term. When he visited North Korea, and he's never gone to an African country, and he visited North Korea. He only respects power. That's it.
He respects the people that he says, these people, he says, say what about Kim Jong-il, he does care about his people, Yeah. So he has to respect that, Yeah, I guess he don't get the thing that I think somebody he probably meet with was Paul Kagame, but with his DR deal, it's too good to pass up,
Yeah, like countries like North Korea.
Man. Y'all keep it going, man. I'm gonna jump in when y'all finish. Y'all keep it going, Mr. DK.
Okay, well, go ahead. let's let Ahmed respond to that. What I just
No,
said.
no. Y'all keep going, man. Y'all keep going.
No, I'm just saying we're just
No,
cooking here,
no.
man.
Y'all keep going. Y'all keep going, man.
Because
I'm
bottom
just
line
with
is,
y'all, because DK, he was the one that's saying like these Africans, they bitch around, like they bitch about the West, and blah blah
yeah,
blah blah,
man. Bottom line, that's all we hear is
and
like,
grow
oh,
some
the West,
balls
the
and
West,
stuff
the
like that.
West. The China has a problem with the West. Vietnam has, but these countries have now built the economy. You see Vietnam lately? That was once poorer than any African country. Now it's fully industrialized, developed, got banking sector, everything, global shipping, everything, products, manufacturing, everything, banking, real estate, retail. They got everything. Vietnam is not like it was back in the day. Before it was a war-torn country. How did they basically get to that point, right? Africa's still at the same level.
And that was a brutal war. Like millions died in that war.
The Saigon was torn to pieces, man. Saigon was once the pearl of Southeast Asia, man. A beautiful city, man. Vietnam destroyed that city.
Yeah.
You seen that movie Full Metal Jacket, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that was Saigon. Saigon had nice buildings and restaurants. It was nice. I seen pictures of neon lights and everything from the 1930s, man. It was like New York City.
And I'm not trying to beat up on my fellow Africans, but I'm at the point where are we just going to keep making excuses till the end of time, or are we going to?
Yeah. And so the bottom line is the problem is Africans have never really engaged Black America. You know that, right?
Yeah.
There's no real engagement between Black America and Africa. There's none.
And it goes back to the South Africa thing. When Elon Musk is reaching out to them, if Cyril Ramaphosa would have said, okay, I'm going to reach out to Black America and give them asylum here, that would have been a
Right.
game
That's what I'm
changer.
saying. That's what I'm saying. He could have said, look, I want to bring, for every Afrikaner leaves, we want to bring one Black American, but he didn't say that. He could have just said that. That would have basically triggered a whole geopolitical, wow, man. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't do that, I see white people are white people no matter where they go, whether it's America or South Africa or whatever like that, South Africans basically only see themselves, Black South Africans only see themselves as Black South Africans and South Africans. They really believe in the South Africans. But white people don't care about fucking their country. They care about their race,
And that was the Rainbow Nation, the fraud of a Rainbow Nation.
Yeah, that was a big flop, That was a big
I think
flop.
that was due to like Stockholm syndrome, where they want to live.
Check this out. That movie bombed. That bombed at the box office, man. It bombed at the box office, man. Tickets are going for 2 cents.
I actually saw this documentary on Liberia.
It's sort of industrialized. There's no fully industrialized. But when I say industrialized, that means about 50% of the GDP comes from manufacturing or more, Or they got a huge service sector like banking, real estate, it could be media and stuff like that. Africa, none of the African countries at that level, There's no heavy industry in Africa. There's no heavy industry in Black Africa,
No.
In order for you to industrialize, you gotta have power. You gotta be able to produce steel.
Mr. DK.
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing, man? Man, so what question you wanted to ask me?
No, I think you were going to speak. I think you were going to say something.
No, you said you wanted to ask me a question earlier. Before the caller had a little issue with it, with the internet.
No, I think.
What question you have in mind?
Was
what question you have in mind? Anything?
I think it was Kala who's asking you a question, not me. I wasn't on that
okay. So, Carl, what was the question again?
I said, what are you going to do?
About what?
I said, Donald Trump, America is not going nowhere. They're not giving up no power, whatever like that. Where are you going? So what's the next move?
Okay. I'm gonna say this, right? Tell me an empire that's lasting for life.
Man, that doesn't matter, man. The thing is, though,
I mean, because
look,
no.
I remember Elijah Muhammad, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? Plus his soul wrote a book, The Fall of America. That was like 60 years ago. Guess what? Has America
No,
fallen yet?
no. Listen, right? What I'm trying to say, all these.
They've been predicting America's fall for how long?
Listen, Carla.
That what you're waiting for? You're waiting
No,
for
you're missing the point.
even if America empire loses
Let me say
empire,
this.
that's not gonna help
Let me
you
say
none.
this, right? Let me say this. Just like how I mentioned earlier before, right? The British ruled the world for 250 years. Now look at them. You understand?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, you
You're missing the
understand
point.
something. America, hold up. British was a tiny island that had a navy that took over the world through its naval power. It was a maritime nation, right?
Okay.
America's empire is the 350 million people that live here.
Carla, man, a grown man like you, a
No,
grown man like you,
I'm
are
dead
you, are
serious,
you,
man.
are you really
If you
gonna
were
say
colonized
the
by a
only
friggin'
reason?
weak ass
Okay,
country like the British, man, come on, man.
okay,
You deserve to be
okay.
colonized,
Let's get back
man.
like 2 months ago, right? Or like a month and a half ago, right? Less than 2 months ago, right? I spent about an hour and a half, right? Listen to Marco Rubio before he got accepted as the Secretary of State, right? I spent about
Yeah, but what's that got to
about
do with anything, man?
because I spend a lot of time listening to these,
Yeah, but all you
hold
guys
on, let
do
me
that
just, you
is
see,
so y'all can have an excuse not to do nothing.
no, oh my God, you see, man, we
That's
can't
what it
have,
seems like to me. Hey, DK, am I right? Am I lying?
Yeah.
you see, oh my
I
God,
want him to. I want him to continue. Like, okay, let's say if the American empire
I'm not,
collapses tomorrow, where you go?
you
What are you
you
gonna do?
can't just say American empire ends tomorrow. Empire doesn't fall like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
but
Empire
what
just
if it
don't
what is
does?
that?
Just
just don't
How's that
fall
better?
like tomorrow.
But how is that better your
hypothetically, what are
situation?
you gonna do?
You know?
I'm
Exactly.
not saying like, oh, American empire is gonna fall tomorrow or something like that. I'm not like
Yeah,
trying to
but
say that.
what is your
What I'm
argument though? What is your argument tonight? You know?
My point is this, right? You guys acting like, just like how you said, you claim that America's empire because of is his people is like 300 million
America has
people,
a
right?
$34 trillion economy. It has the largest military in the world. Or not? It has more influence around the world. It's the biggest donor nation on the planet. Yeah, it's a world power. You know. So now, what I'm saying is this, though, right? How does that stop your country and you from getting ahead?
Okay, okay.
No, I'm dead serious, man.
I'm trying to answer the question.
That's why I
You
say,
let me
Ahmed, if you got any other Africans, please bring them to my platform because I'm getting Africans straight, man. You know, I'm straightening y'all out. I love you. I'm
no
trying to get you
no no
straightened
no
out
no no
because
no no. You're not
a lot
straighten
of
nobody out.
Africans sit
You're not
here
straighten
in
nobody out.
America with
Especially me.
generations not
No
doing
no no
nothing.
no. Especially me. You not. You could straight out Elvis so then he could think like you. I'm far away from that.
Yeah, but the bottom line is,
No, 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 no. I'm far away from that, man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. There's a level of
What I'm
everything.
saying, my
Like when
point
it
I'm
comes to
trying to make
thinking,
is
not me,
what is your plan?
not me,
Do
not
you
me.
want do you want
I'm
to is your end game? Do you want to see your country free?
of course, man, color.
Yeah,
You
but
see,
how is sitting around worrying about Marco Rubio
this
gonna?
thing, man, you see, once again, Marco Rubio is what?
He's
Marco
a
Rubio is
U.S.
what?
Secretary of State, but what does that got to do
Okay,
with
so what
you?
is the U.S. Secretary of State is?
Not a damn thing, you know.
Oh my
He's a
God.
Secretary of State, but he can't do
Let's
nothing to
just,
you.
you see, what is
Oh
the
man,
U.S.
you see,
Secretary? What is his
Carla,
job?
it's the white man is Thanos. The white man is Thanos, man.
The
What
white
is
man's
his job?
Thanos theory.
What is his job?
Yeah, he's Thanos. He got the five Infinity Gauntlet. You know, he snaps
Of
his fingers.
course, of course. He just, yeah. So
All
yeah,
right.
so he gonna last for another 1,000 years. Another empire lasts for another
Yeah.
1,000 years. Okay.
No, he got the Infinity Gauntlet, man. You
Yeah,
know.
of course, man. He's a Cuban.
So,
He's what you
hey,
guys
are you
call.
saying that?
He's what you guys call if he was African, an immigrant. So he's basically an immigrant. Let's just put it that way. He's an immigrant. By the typical American talking now, he's an immigrant. Let's put it that way. He's an immigrant, right?
He's not
Okay.
an
Hey,
immigrant, bro.
what's
I
holding
mean,
you
by
back?
by your
What's holding
definition
you back?
nowadays, he's an immigrant. By your definition
But
nowadays, he's an
you
immigrant.
still didn't answer Carla's question. What are you gonna do?
Whew. Okay. First of all, the world is not the same as it was 20 years ago.
True.
Yeah, it's gotten
The world
worse.
is not the same, definitely not the same as it was 30 years ago.
Yeah, and it gotten
You
worse.
understand? No, I'm not talking about gotten worse and everything. I'm talking about like superpower wise, or country that's like almost superpower. So now you have more countries that's knocking the door of becoming a superpower, or country that's already a superpower. So let's get that out the way first. Let's get that out the way. So if some people think the world is like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, nah, it's not. It's not at all. Okay. So so now you have a new superpower that's already well established now, right? Sorry, well established nowadays. And it's different from the traditional superpower that we had the last 500 years. Because, the last 500 years, every single one of them came from Europe, except for America. Except for America. Because America is
Saying that
basically,
China is going to be your savior.
I see where
oh my
you're
God.
just looking for a more benevolent slave master. Is that
You're
what you're
missing the
saying?
point. You're missing the point. I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm not saying you're looking for a new slave master. See, when you have options now, that's different than when you don't have options. You understand? When you have a little bit more leverage, you could
What I
implement.
don't understand is, I know China's in Africa, right? Like where I'm standing right now, I see a Chinaman can't speak English, I can't speak nothing, and basically the girl at the front desk was sitting there making drawings, trying to communicate with him, whatever like that. But he's over here doing contracting work on this building right here. And I'm like, damn, the Chinaman's all over Africa, man, doing all this work, building shit.
I
You
mean, I
know.
mean,
So
I
what I'm
mean,
saying is this: I don't see the
when you
improvement.
look at after
As
America, it's
I don't
China.
see I don't see the improvement in the lives of the average African. I
Okay,
don't.
okay, 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 okay. After America is China, and when it comes to superpower, then you have Russia. You know what I'm trying to say? Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way. That's just facts. Anybody else that says something else does not know how the world really
Like what?
operates.
What are you talking
The
about?
last 10 years. The last 10 years. You have America, then you have China, then you have Russia. These are the superpower nowadays. Anybody that says something else does not know how the world operates for the last 10 years.
Hey, we understand that, Bang, but it comes back to Kala's question. What are you gonna do?
Okay. First of all, right, what am I gonna do for my people, or what am I gonna do for myself?
Or what are you generally your country, your people going to do? How are you, the
Okay,
men of your country, going to
okay,
do?
okay. First of all, my country is very small. It's about seven million people. 7 million. That's very small compared to our neighbors. You understand? In West Africa, right? The biggest issue in West Africa, the biggest issue is not America in West Africa. The biggest issue is not America in West Africa. You understand? I said today, I say tomorrow. There's two biggest there's two big giants that we have in West Africa. Two. It's not America. Number one is France. Number one is absolutely France. You understand? Number two is British.
Oh Lord.
Right now, as we speak, we are slowly getting away from this France. When you get away from somebody that had you for like, let's say, almost 100 years now, the change don't happen instantly like that. It takes time. It takes time. It's like you going back to your elementary school or something like that. When you're about 20 years old, you just walk in the in your tiny ass elementary school. You're like, God damn, I used to be this small. You understand? So it takes time. So when you look at West Africa, right? For West Africa to self-develop, we have to get rid of France. Have to.
Get rid of what?
France. That is a
Well, good luck
must.
with that.
That is a must. You understand? So think about that right there. So as we're doing it right now, right? We're doing it slowly. You can't get rid of somebody that's been with you for that long, for years and years,
Yeah, you
years,
can.
instantly like that.
Yeah, you
It takes
can.
time.
Yeah,
It takes time.
it
You,
And
took
then
you
we
can
are
tell
doing it
Algeria
slowly.
six years.
Huh?
It took
TikTok.
Algeria 6 years.
You said
Let me
what?
tell you something. Let me tell you,
No, no, no,
DK.
no.
Have you ever heard the Bang Dunk Conference?
Yes, I have.
Okay, let me play a video for Ahmed. This
Okay,
is what
okay, okay, okay. DK, am I right or am I wrong?
About
Because
France?
The way I started it, I said
France?
2 countries. There's 2 countries in West Africa that we have problem with. 2. Number 1 is France, absolutely. Number 1 is France, absolutely. Number 2 is British. I came in one day and I told you how sneaky white folks are. You see, sometimes people don't realize. People don't admire.
I'd say like this: when I look at
Yeah.
Africans, I'm here in Africa right now. When a white man walks in the room, man, everybody's face lights up. Hey,
You see, oh my God.
they're
See,
Brit. Look, I'm just telling you, man. How you gonna do that, man?
don't
The
you think
bottom
I know
line,
that? Don't you,
long as
everything you say, I know.
Long as you Africans worship white people, man, you can forget it.
Everything you say, I know. How am I going to try to put people in head? We have people like Elvis talking about how good he is because he's a Jesus Christ worshiper, but he doesn't want to do nothing to help his people. He rather dies in America, and then but at the same time come to platforms where they talk about Africa every day. Does that make sense? How you gonna have a continent and try to help people when you have people that just I'm a proud because I'm Muslim. I'm better than them. Oh, I'm a proud because I'm Catholic, because I can relate to white people better, because my English is better. You got people in Africa that think like this. You got people that came from Africa that lives in America that still thinks and believe like that.
Oh, trust me, I meet them all the time, bro. On
So you see
social
the
media.
sickness of it, right? So you see how poverty, the sickness. These are people that left Africa that come to America and still believes that garbage. Think about that. Think about how powerful that is. So think about how fucked up the inside is. So imagine if these people are still in Africa, how fucked up they are in their head mentally. And then you come to America and you still believe like that. You still operate like that. You still raise your kid like that. Some of these people raise their kid like that. I ain't lying to you. I've seen it personally.
Well, Bang, you mean the religion? The religion is the problem.
Religion
Is that what you're saying?
is very strong in Africa when it comes to like white and Arab.
Well,
Carla,
let me ask you a country, right? Now, if that's the case, then the country of Benin, they're very into voodoo and traditional African religion. But why are they the most francophone country in Africa?
Okay, Benin, Togo, Senegal.
And Senegalese are mostly Muslim. So what's the problem? What's the issue?
No. These are francophone countries. Cameroon.
But you said religion is the problem, man. These people aren't practicing Christianity.
No, it's both. Like whatever view you look at, you can look at it from Islam to Christianity. It's the both. The reason why I named France as the number one is because France.
I think it is. I'll be honest with you, man. I know Baruti may hate me. There's something fundamentally wrong with African culture. The slave trade right here. Let me say this, right? Now I'm going to offend a lot of people. I say this, but I have to tell the truth. When the Hans were faced with the Mongols, you know what they did? They all got together and said, we hate each other, right? But the Mongols are a bigger threat. So what they built? They built the Great Wall of China. Keep everything the fuck out, foreign tell. When the Greek states were threatened by the Persians, right? You know what they did? They said, look, we think you Thracians are a bunch of clowns. We think the Athenians are nothing but boy lovers. The Spartans are savages, whatever like that. But the bottom line is we may hate each other, right? Whatever beef we have an enemy that's coming from over there that if they win, they're going to enslave us all, right? The Gaul tribes got together with 50 different Gaul tribes to face who? The Roman Empire, right? The people of the Rhineland, right? The Gauls banded together to fight against the Christian Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire, But why when it came to Africa, right? The only region in the world where when the Europeans showed up, right, the Africans turned on each other and saw the white man is their friend.
Yeah, but yeah. Okay.
No, there's no yeah, but that's exactly what happened.
Listen.
Except for two incidents. Check this out. Except for two incidences. That was Queen Zenga and that was Shaka Zulu.
Hold on, Carla. You gotta understand, there were some Africans that fought for years. It wasn't like it would just walk on.
No, man.
So stop trying to put it as if,
The
right?
way that slavery
I,
happened, man,
I
there's
saw a
no way
video,
you can
right?
tell me
Hold
that
on.
there was an
I saw a
African
video.
full participation, man. You know?
I saw a video, right, that pissed me off, right? A grown ass man, he's probably older than you. He probably around your age or slightly older than you, right? Grown ass man, right? He traveled to Poland, right? And became I forgot what it was. Went to school. He was African, right? He went to school and become some government position, right? And then came back to his country, right? When he came back to his country, he tried to start a goat farm and stuff like that, right? So he imported these goats from South Africa, right? Very expensive goats, right? You know what this man did? About three of his goats, right? Main goats. He named the first one King Charles. Um, he named the second one King David, right?
What they
And
have
then
to
he
do
named
with
the
it?
third one King Charles the Third.
Maybe like King Charles, King David. You know, who knows?
But look, check this out, right? This is an African man naming his goats the King of England's. Can you imagine that? His mind's the way he believes, the way he thinks.
Well, like I told Baruti, right?
Why
Africans
would I
got to
name
start
my
giving their
goats?
people something to be
Why would I
proud
have a
of. You
goat,
know?
right? And I call him King Charles, King David. Can you imagine the way he believes inside? Why would I name those kings as
Yo, when
my
the Queen of England died, right? Yo, when the Queen of England died, you had all these Nigerians up there crying.
exactly?
They
So
had
you
they
see where
had
I'm
all
coming
these
from?
African heads of state cramped on a friggin' bus, except for Ethiopia.
Because their money was already in England. So you see what I'm coming from, right? Why would I name my goats King Charles, King
Well, let me
David?
ask you a question. Why do Africans still participate in the Chelsea games? You know?
To my football wise,
Yeah.
the EPL.
Yeah, why do they still why do they still play in the Commonwealth games? Why so all these countries still members of the Commonwealth?
Okay, but let's just stick. That's slightly different to what I'm trying to say because that's just individual. You naming a goat to a king
Yeah, but what's the
that conquer
difference,
your
man?
people.
What's the difference? Every
Think
African
about it.
country,
Oh, call it, man. Think about it though. Okay,
Even Robert Mugabe was a knight. He was Sir Robert Mugabe.
And if you look at these
think about it,
countries, they're
man.
still
DK,
wearing British wigs in their courthouses.
DK,
Exactly.
DK.
You know,
Imagine this, right? This is a grown man that went to school.
I know that, but
They have
we're
degrees
saying, what we're saying,
and name his goats
is that we
King
see
Charles,
actually worse
King
than the
David.
goat. We see people.
Think about it
Let
though.
me give you an example. In Ghana, there's a road called George W. Bush Highway. And what the
Oh my
hell,
God.
man? You know,
That because the America pays for it. That's why.
that don't mean you have to name it after them.
The
You could
America
name it
pays for
Kwame
it, man.
Nkrumah
They
Highway.
forced them. Yeah, come on, man. You act like you
I
guys
wouldn't
don't
say
know.
no. Look, you
Come on,
can't.
man. That's just
I would be part of the agreement. We don't need your highway that bad, and we're gonna put
no.
some
You
racist
see,
motherfucker like George Bush
Once
in the
again,
highway.
you see, once again, you act like your country is like the Saints. Come on now, Carla. We don't need to go back and forth, man. Let's be mature. We know what America is, man. We don't
Yeah,
need to
but I
go
know
into
that. But the whole thing is,
into
hold on.
deep
If you
details.
tell me that these countries are sovereign, right? That's the whole thing with Africans. If
They
you tell
not.
me,
They
yeah,
not,
I know.
Carla.
But hold on. But Africans are always telling Black people, America, come
Because that's
home, be part of
bullshit.
Africa. And I'm saying
That's
to myself,
bullshit. I already
what the
told you
hell are we
this.
coming home to? If I'm going
I
to do
already
the same
told you this.
thing,
That's
if we're
BS.
subject to the same racist white
That's
supremacy, why am I supposed
BS,
to stay
Carla.
here?
That's BS, Carla. I told you. Listen, I'm gonna say this again, right? There's three things. No matter what religion, what name, what tribe he or she comes from, the Africans have respect for: a house, their own business, and a car. Now, think about it. From the structure, the foundation to raise that house up, the building material, anything that has to do with a house. Now, for a business, anything that has to do with their own business, it could be a shop where they can sell, daily goods and all that, right? And then a third thing is a car. Think about what attached to all these things, and then create industry and take their money. That's the best way. You can't. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's the best way because if everywhere you go, these people respect these three things, they will give you their money no matter what. They will spend their last money think about it as a crackhead. Whatever crackhead needs to get high, he go finds that money and then come give it to you. If you want to build a house, if you want to maintain a house, if you want a business to sell goods, what's in that store? If you have a car, to maintain that car, think about it. Think about the market. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
But my thing is this regarding
That's it.
African
Everything
culture.
else is bullshit. Because once you establish one of these things, then you could get control a lot more. Then you could demand things. They can't do nothing no more. When you build a house back home, I got pissed off the other day about a month ago, right? Up in my village, right? They found bauxite, whatever the fuck it was, right? So you got these stupid ass chiefs, corrupt chiefs, right?
Yeah, you told me about that, but I asked you for proof, man. You just didn't come up with nothing.
What proof?
I can't just take your word for it. You said it's Chiefs, man. You said you gotta give me an interview. You tell me you can
Colin,
get somebody on
I
WhatsApp.
can't play for it because you never understand the language.
We could basically figure it out. We can reinterpret. I can interpret it.
Okay, let me send it to my other phone. Then after that, I'll play in the background. Okay, so it was when you build a house in Africa, right? You use cement, right? Cement is the foundation of it, right? Then you got to use sand or whatever, blocks and all that, right? Then these materials, if you want to, let's say, like electric, the wires, the boxes, all these switches goes through the roof, you know what I'm saying, the roof, right? Think about all these things. 80% of these things are imported. It's not made in Africa. These things are imported. If an African respect that, that's their number one goal. Even they criminals, even if they corrupt politicians, even if they work hard for their money, even if they lie and steal for their money, whenever they get that money, they want to build a house. Even if they're a hard-working person, their money goes to that house. Think about it. If they import these things, you telling me, you guys in America, black folks in America, cannot come together and figure out a way they could buy your product?
Buy what?
They could buy your product to build a house. Because these things are imported.
Dude, man, people build houses in America, man. That's no big deal, man. Come on.
Listen, you're missing the point. It's just business. I'm giving you business.
I'm already in business, man.
Okay. Then you just can't go to Africa because Africans say, "Oh, go to Africa." You understand what I'm trying to say? If they say,
I'm in Africa right now. I'm
go to
enjoying
Africa,
myself and everything like that. But what I don't do is I don't make any particular recommendations to black people in America to come to Africa into business. I don't do that.
Yeah, because you have two different ideas.
Well, no, I have ideas, but the bottom line is I don't think Africa is ready for the ideas that I know that would work and stuff like that. They don't. The African mind does not think long term. He only thinks about what's in front of him. You give Africa and say, "Look, this is what we can do." It'll take about you ain't gonna see no money, but till like 3 years because you got to build this. The Africans don't think like that.
Okay.
So the bottom line, so it's a different culture. We have a different culture, than Africans. Africans want to know what they could do right up front. They make money that same day. If they invest in something, they want to make money that same day, that same hour.
No. That's BS because
no, I'm dead serious, man.
I'm trying to tell you the truth. Hold on, you see it that way, but then I'm trying to tell you my view of it. Why it's not 100%. It might be 40 to 60. You know what I'm trying to say? Because at the end of the day, when you do anything business wise in Africa, it's not as fast as in America. It's slow. The biggest advantage in this country, right? The best thing about this country, I'll say it again, the best thing about this country, right, is access to capital. When you want to, what I'm trying to say, once you gain that access to that capital, you could do so much. To me, that's the best thing one of the best thing about this country. One of the best thing. Let me tell you a story, right?
Where are you from, babe?
When I was
Where are you from?
When I was about 20, my early 20s, right? My early 20s, right? earlier 20s, right? I had about almost 800 credits, about 780. I fixed it myself. Right? I didn't have nobody to help me because I break it down. It was very simple. Boom, boom, boom. In about 2 years, I was up there. So one day, I walked to the bank, right? And then the lady said, "Oh, do you want to?" So I was like, "Yeah, let me see how much it is, for a credit line." She offered me 150,000. So I was like, "What the fuck?" She said, "Yeah, the bank approves you for 150,000." I said, "Nah, I'm good." Because during that time, if I would have had access to that money, I probably would have wasted. But think about it though, right? If a bank could offer you that amount of money, and then in Africa, it's almost impossible for something like that to happen to you. Almost impossible.
Yeah, your governments can't even get
Almost,
$100,000.
almost, almost impossible. So then after a while, I said, "God damn." You know what I'm trying to say? But look at it. If you are responsible somebody, look how much you could do something with that. You see, one of the best thing about this country is that it's access to capital. I don't care what anybody says because banks use it. Um, big companies use it. Small company uses. Little person use it. You know what I'm trying to say? So everybody have access to these things. Corporation use it for decades.
Yeah, you're singing to the choir, Ahmed. The question I want to ask is, how are you? Because the topic tonight is about the DR Congo, right? And the broader sense of Africa. How do we basically get capital to Africa? Why is Africa such a risk?
because of you guys not making them need you. When you go to a place, right, you got to figure out a way how these people gonna need me. Then once I figure that out, and then they realize that, and then they respect that, then I could lay out my plan of what exactly I wanted.
So are you saying? Are you saying it's the government?
Colin, let's not go back to immature things, right? Yes, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
That's
Because
what I'm saying. Yeah, you're telling me the problem is the government,
no,
right?
no, no, I'm saying the average person within that country, you got to figure out something, and it creates something that they need. They come to you, and once they come to you, now they realize, oh, everything you do is legit, and then the world is spread out, and then you making money. Now they need you. Now, after they need you, now then you come out and lay your plan of what you wanted. But if you go out there and try to get
Now let
what
me
you
ask you a
wanted,
question. How is that guy that's bauxite? How's he getting away with that?
with okay, let me send the video to my
No, but
the
how is
audio
he
to my
getting?
phone.
How is he able to get away with that?
Oh, the chief,
Yeah.
because of you have he's the paramount chief. So the paramount
Yeah,
chief
but
is the head.
don't you have laws in that country?
You have laws, but once you're a paramount chief, it's a different law. It's a different law, man.
Well,
Once
can't the government do something about it?
not really, the government can, but at the end of the day, the company that's trying to get it, he works for he's in bed with that
That's
company,
all I need to hear.
huh?
That's all I need to hear.
Yeah, so he's in bed with that company.
Government, the government, it's the
Okay,
government.
come on, Colin, man. Let's get.
Government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, boom, 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 boom.
Man, come on, Colin, man. Let's be mature, man. You being a clown right now.
Booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas.
Yeah, that's so funny. Every time I hear like the
Yeah,
government's a problem, man, I gotta play that.
You gotta give it to Tariq. He's funny as hell.
that's not funny as
Yeah,
hell.
like I said,
That's just him talking about himself.
I don't know. Tariq is on this. But years ago, he was on this. Fuck the white man, the government.
That dude,
Now
man,
he's
that
like,
dude get paid, man.
yeah,
He
that's
get paid to
how
talk bad
money
about.
changes you. Now he
He
got a
get
little bit
paid.
of money. He's like, man, who can we pick on now? And unfortunately, Africa just happened to be there, at the wrong place at the wrong time.
To be honest, at this point, I can't be mad at FBA because Carla, you remember those two brothers that went to Zimbabwe and they got hemmed up in America?
Or we're under Obama administration, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then they did all that, and after the fact, the government just gave the land back to the whites. So it's like they
Oh yeah,
screwed them
man.
anyway.
Yeah, they went down there being pro-black, blinkety
Yeah,
black to the
but
black
hold on,
power. The one
DK.
dude was like facing like 20 years for not registering as a foreign agent.
DK, who do you think America is? Sometimes, okay, Carla. Remember you said a couple weeks ago, right? When y'all go to certain what do you call it, clubs or bars, right? You guys ask the security person, are we good? Let's say, for instance, y'all go to like these white you know what I'm trying to say. You guys ask the guy, the bouncer, say, you know what I'm saying, like, are we good, right? And then the bouncer say, yeah, right? Y'all go in there, right? Okay, that was a story, right? A black guy. He went down one of these hubs, right? This, what do you call it? This Irish hub, right? Guess what happened to him? He got beat up so bad that his face swollen. His face, his entire face got swollen up. This took place down in Buffalo, New York. See, sometimes y'all act like y'all don't live in a country that's not set up by race.
I bet you anything he was a black immigrant. I bet you any amount of money.
You want to bet?
A lot of times they don't know
I
any
sent the
better.
video for you. Are you gonna play it?
Bars,
Are you gonna
and
play
they
it?
get beat up, they get jumped.
No. You see, I sent the video. Are you gonna play it? Are you
What,
gonna play the video?
What video?
The news. Are you gonna play it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you because at the end of the day.
I bet you any amount of money he was an immigrant.
Okay. How you gonna pay me?
I got paid, but I'm saying no. Because
You in Liberia, man. You in Liberia, man. I could call my family members. They'll come meet you.
It's just a gentleman's bet. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. How about that? You got one up on me.
No.
But the bottom line is this: just play the video.
Let me look for the video.
I guarantee you, it's
man.
gonna be
Because
Jamaican. Remember a couple months ago that Jamaican guy that got killed with hiking with some white people.
Yeah,
okay.
Who does that shit, man? There's another case where a brother
look for the video, man.
went on a boating trip with some white people. He came back drowned. Everybody's like, I ain't seen nothing.
Let me look for the video, man. Because sometimes y'all forget, like, y'all live in a country that's built by race.
Yeah, we understand that. But one thing about us
if
is,
y'all understand
check us
that,
out, Ahmed, you understand something?
that, they have to
Although
put it in
we were here for
geopolitics.
400 years, we managed to somehow survive in this country by keeping away from them. That's what you guys don't seem to understand. We basically kept to ourselves for the most part and avoided them for 400 years.
Hold on. I'm trying to look for the video because, and the person that did the video, he's a black American. Y'all gonna tell because the way he talks. There's certain things black Americans say that you can figure out they're black Americans.
Yeah, put it in there. We'll see. Let me put the video.
Hold on. I'm looking for it. It's usually I'm gonna get it real soon. Just give me 1 second. Because usually a little messed up.
Buffalo, New York. I got cousins live there. They got a lot of black immigrants, African immigrants in Buffalo, New York.
Even how you think what's that running back? They used to play for the Bulls. Marshall. What's his name? He's had the dreadlocks.
Running back that used to play for the Bulls. What?
Buffalo Bills, man. Marshall. He got traded to the Seahawks. I forgot.
Oh, Marshawn Lynch.
Yes, exactly.
Lynch. He's Haitian. You know
why he left? You know why he left? Do you know why he got traded over there?
Why?
Because of when he was trying to go to the down the hubs, the way they used to treat him, and that's why he decided to get
Well,
the
that's why I
fuck out of
said
that town.
that's
He
why
said it
I
out
most
his
just
own
got here.
mouth.
What is your point though? Like, what are you
He
saying? Like, it's
most
racist
Black
or something?
Americans know to
he said
stay
it out
away
his
from
own
those
mouth.
people. You know,
He
we don't
said
make a
he
point
said
like we gotta go to
this
their
what he said.
bars.
Man, I seen so many things. I said, man, fuck this town. Get me the fuck out of here.
I'm saying, what is he
It was
saying? Like, is racist there?
No shit,
funny.
Sherlock. What you
I
talking
just got here. Fucking random motherfucker. Like, I'm asking. I just said, what is his point?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fuck.
No, the point is this, right? America is designed by racism, right? Which
Of
is
course.
100% true.
No kidding, man.
Okay. Then the issue is now, how come y'all don't put it?
Because we've been here for
What?
400 years. Man dropped off. We've been here for 400 years. And the bottom line is, we learn how to. All we learn how to do is build communities. That's one thing about Black America. We have at least a foundation. I hate that foundation of Black. We do have a foundation here. We've been here for many generations. We got institutions here. We learn how to freaking survive in this country. We understand that, where a lot of immigrants coming here, they jump right into white institutions. They join the white suburbs, and they think they can sit in their pubs and. Well, they understand, man. We understand how these people are. They really don't want us around. We understand that, So I don't oblige them, man. I don't like put myself in an embarrassing situation. I don't like walking in a place and I'll be the only Black person in there. First thing I do, just like you can tell when you're African American, right? When you walk in a place, you look for another Black person.
Right?
That's
You
the
do the
first
head
thing.
nod.
And you both acknowledge each other. You do that little head nod, whatever, bro. In other words, basically, we acknowledge each other's there. That's an African American thing, When you go to a Nigerian, you be like, "What's up, bro? Why are you calling me your brother? I'm not your brother." All kinds of off code, But yeah, we did basically. Like, let me tell you, I tell that story all the time. When 4 years ago, when I first got back from Liberia, right? I said, when it was a Saturday, right? I said, man, summer. I said, actually late spring, summer, right? I said, I want to go get to this place called 21st Street Seafood. I heard they got some Cajun pasta, chicken and grilled chicken and shrimp pasta. I heard about it, right? It's good, right? Somebody had gave me a taste of it, so I wanted to go out and get it for myself, right? So I went up there and I said, man, this is where all the white trendy people hang out, right? At the oceanfront, right? And I sat there, man. All of a sudden I see a Black couple come out there, and I was like, okay, we must be good in there, right? And then I went in there, people were nice, had a good time, had a good meal and everything like that. And then when I was coming out, right, a bro man said, "Yo, we good in there?" I said, "Yeah, man, go ahead." All right, bet, man. He goes, but
Yo,
that's
it's
what
always a dude like that.
he goes, yeah, like, are we good in there? Like, I was working I used to go to one after hours club called, I forgot the name of it, but in Norfolk, right? Bro man came up, it was like 2:00 in the morning. He's like, "Yo, bro, are we cool in there?" But see, if you're Black, you understand what that means, Are we good in there? I can go in there. I said, yeah, man, it's cool. We're not, I say, yeah, but if you're not African American, you don't have that culture, you don't understand what we're talking about,
I think it depends when you've come. Like, for example, my people, they came like in the early 70s and they came to the
Yes.
South. So you had to be on
So you were
color.
socialized around Black people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So if you
So
were
for
socialized
example,
around Black culture, you understand. You understand,
like some of these more recent people, like I just heard recently about some guy who was a refugee from South Sudan. He comes to America, comes to Mississippi, decides to get a white girlfriend and ends up missing. He's like,
Yeah, if these guys they don't fucking stand, man. You want Mississippi and you gonna with a white girl, black as the ace of spades going to whip. I'm like, what the hell are
crazy,
y'all?
man.
Yeah, Black Americans is not even safe down there. So I'm like, I know it's over for them.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. So we try to put these African brothers on game, man. When they come here, there's certain code. You stay away from white girls. That's real cool.
Hey,
Do it,
you should
man.
tell
You do
you
it
should
in the
tell them
street. Don't be out in public. These
you should tell
motherfuckers be
some
like,
of
this is
them
my one and only Becky.
You should, man. You should tell some of them to love Susan and Rebecca. Some of y'all love Rebecca. Don't forget that.
No, not me.
Nah, it's reverse. They love us.
So some of y'all love Rebecca, man. There was a dude that got killed, man, by his white girlfriend. I think last week or 2 weeks ago.
Y'all pull up with some proof, brother.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Colin don't play other people's videos, man. He only play his videos so he can feel good about himself. You send him a link, he don't play it. But then he wants to have a debate or like a discussion, you know what I'm trying to say? Which sometimes really don't make no sense. Because if you want to have open conversations, you could play a video in the background and then
Yo,
take
bro,
act like
yo, Ahmed, I saw the video and I saw the mother. She sounded like she's foreign, like she's Jamaican or something.
stop
And
it,
that's in
man. Caller,
Maine.
man.
That's in Maine.
Caller,
Ain't
look,
no have no African
watch the
Americans up
video and
there.
look what the guy said.
Yeah, but check this
Look
out.
what he said.
Are they, yo,
Keep
do
watching the
anybody know
video, man.
any Black Americans in Maine? A lot of Liberians in Maine.
Oh God. Caller, listen
There's
to what the man
Somalis and
says.
everybody in Maine.
He's a grown man.
Everybody, does
That man
anybody
is
know
not a little
anybody?
boy.
African Americans in Maine?
That man
Nah,
is
that's like like bougie people go up there, right? That's like Martha's Vineyard and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's Massachusetts. Vineyard's Massachusetts. Maine's
Massachusetts.
past
Oh,
Rhode
yeah.
Island. Ain't no black people up in Maine, and the only people up there are Somalis and all these other
God.
African immigrants.
Yeah, and like white people.
That's where they
Also
dump
white.
all the refugees.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, the decency. I'll take care of people.
Now,
I've
what
been
she
a nurse for
sound?
over
Does she sound
20
American to
years,
you?
buddy.
That's his
And I
mom.
don't discriminate. No matter what. And I'm not saying this is a black thing, a white
Yeah, he
thing,
was
it's
at
a
a pub or
human thing.
something. Yeah.
Was an argument and
Yeah,
pushing
that's
and
exactly
shoving.
where he was at.
My bartenders threw all three people out.
Come on, look at that guy.
And the incident happened on the street. And I did show you the pictures of the blood that was on the street to prove that the fight was on the street, not inside the
Trying to
bar.
cover himself.
Buffalo police want anyone who has pictures or
Buffalo,
video
right?
to contact them from inside of that facility on that evening.
Y'all see it? This young brother is lucky to be alive. And he probably went into that place or places like that 10, 20, 30 times before. You know what I mean? Not knowing that he's getting closer and
So
closer
what they
every
do?
time,
Beat him up? Like,
getting that pumpkin head beat down like that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Fucked them up.
And let me tell you, man, when white people form Voltron on a black person in these spots, they will give you the most passionate beating ever. Okay? They will give you this beating. And these same people who do this to you will be calm and won't say a word if you were in there 5, 6 deep, in there with some people. Wouldn't say a word. They have to be in these situations where it's a super lopsided advantage and they act out and they will beat you see his head. Once that alcohol starts flowing, these guys get more courage than usual. And of course, it's only American to start with the racial slurs. You by yourself, oh man, they become bullies. You do not belong in there. And trust me, when they get on you and start beating you down, nobody's going to break it up when they start soccer kicking your head, kicking skin off your forehead. This brother in that video, where was his people at? Who was there with him? You know what I mean? He might have even been there with other white people and they just left
yeah,
him there.
that's what I'm about to
Who
say, bro.
knows?
Nobody black goes
He
to
had
a
no
pub,
business
bro.
in there. None
Like,
of
I've
us
never-
do. It's dangerous. You can die in these situations, people. It's very, very common. And when they're stomping you out and beating you, calling you the N-word and monkey and all this other stuff, nobody's going to call the police. These people are usually all community friends of some sort. Unfortunately, too many of our people think that we can go in these places for a good time. Oh, I'm gonna mind my business. Some of the worst mash outs happen in these type of places, these white bars, pubs, inns, VFWs, and places like that. You go in these places, the guys get upset. They have their white girls with them. Their white girl may be looking at you, or these guys are very insecure with their girls or their women and black men, because deep down inside, they know that, oh, well, she probably likes him, or she was with one of them before, or she told me something about her past. So they, they get real weak, man. Real weak. You could be minding your own business and that could happen. It can happen in the USA or it can happen abroad. You see what happened to the young Bakari Henderson. Condolences to his family. He goes on a Greek vacation on a Greek island with some other white folks from Texas.
More murder set in Greece over the beating death of an Austin man caught on camera 5 years ago in a racially charged attack. Bakari Henderson was on an overseas business trip. Today, his parents spoke out on CBS This Morning.
I don't think they view us black people the same as they do white people over there. And I felt that in the trial and the results of the trial is that they treated and felt like he was less than a man.
6 of 9 suspects were found guilty of assault in 2018. Most are already out. None were previously tried for murder. An angry mob beat Henderson after a girl took a selfie with him in a bar. They told her, quote, "There are a lot of Serbs in here. Why are you talking to a black guy?" The new murder trial will start February.
Condolences to that young brother right there. I mean, the first video that I created about his situation on the original channel, maybe a few years ago, his parents, they got in the comments. They weren't mad or upset or nasty or anything. They were just trying to explain that they raised their children to be with all kinds of people and, stuff like that, kind of like in the video, what I was on. And they were explaining like, no, we raised our children to be around all kinds of people. Condolences to his family, man, but I wish he wasn't in that situation. I don't want anybody to be in that situation in the USA or abroad. These guys get upset. I don't know. Sometimes we in there looking for the snow. Sometimes you just minding your business and can get caught up. It can get caught up. This is what happens, y'all. It happened to this young man named Barry Washington over a white girl. Her boyfriend is in there. I don't know if he was in there looking for the snow or it was some hate and stuff. I don't know. It sounds kind of like he might have put himself, I'm talking about Barry Washington, in a bad situation, punches the guy. These guys get scared, man.
Information has been shared over the past 2 weeks, all to either prove or disprove Ian Cranston acted in self-defense. The prosecution holds that his actions were unjustified, whereas the defense said that he did nothing illegal and defended his own life.
As of this time, as of what's happening here, how would you describe what your role has been during this interaction, what you've been trying to make happen? Just Mr. Washington as well.
Earlier this month, on opening statements, the defense intended to convince the jury Cranston shot Washington in self-defense. The prosecution claimed the enormity of Cranston's actions did not match the scope of the situation, saying there was no imminent threat and that Cranston hesitated 30 seconds before shooting Washington. Cranston's fiancée, Allison Butler, his friend Tyler Smith, and a responding officer were called as witnesses.
Mr. Washington, I have a motion to you
Evidence for the trial included video footage captured on security cameras from nearby businesses, body cam footage from responding officers, as well as footage recorded on Butler's cell phone. The prosecution and defense said Washington approached Butler in the Capitol, a downtown club, and flirted with her. She told him she was engaged and they went their separate ways. In presenting the scenario to the jury, the defense and prosecution agreed on a basic sequence of events. Washington, who had been drinking, approached Butler again outside the club with Cranston there. Cranston, his friend Tyler Smith, and Butler tried to get Washington to leave and he refused. When the situation escalated, Washington punched Cranston twice in the head. Butler then took out her phone to record Washington. When she started recording, Butler claimed Washington came towards her and hit her. Cranston was standing in the background with his gun at his side. Cranston said he thought Washington was getting ready to hit him again, and that's when he raised his gun and shot him in the abdomen. Butler later stated Washington did not hit her, attributing her error to confusion. The prosecution pointed out that Cranston had also been drinking at the club and previously at another bar. There was also a debate on whether Washington was affiliated with the gang after an unwarranted sweep of his phone by the defense. Cranston said he feared for his life and he felt unable to fight him off physically and shot him to stop the threat. The prosecution implied Cranston had other options.
The three of you could have shot down Mr. Washington, but he did. 3 of them, right?
The defense claimed the punches could have been lethal, which warranted Cranston's response. The prosecution said the whole incident was nothing more than a bar fight over a girl and should not have resulted in a death.
This was a fist fight. Mr. Cranston, you brought a gun to a fist fight.
Condolences to the family of Barry Washington and people. These are young people who I really hate to see this stuff happen with them because they didn't get a chance to make a mistake. You know how you do things and you may think back like, man, I almost got killed doing that. They didn't get a chance to make that mistake. You know what I'm saying? Just young and not thinking right. Not thinking right. So condolences to his family. And people, women aren't exempt. Women, you're not exempt. You're not exempt. They beating you into pumpkin heads as well, these white men. And you know what's wild? There will never be anywhere that white women can go where there's a group of black men who will beat some white women senseless at any spot. That would never happen. You know what I mean? But they got different rules. Michelle Folsom out in Duluth, Minnesota, she got into it with a woman. And these men came and brutalized her. I mean, gave her a pumpkin head, beat her bloody, all that. It's a shame. It's really a shame. Unfortunately, many of our people don't learn until it's too late. She's lucky to get leave that situation with her life, you know? And I'm not saying her, I don't know what her mindset was or some of these other people, but many of our people will tell you, you know, if you tell these people, hey, listen, stop going to that spot, you know, them white people there, boom, boom, this happened before. A lot of times people, our own people, they'll tell you, oh, well, that's radical. It's not always about race, this and that. And unfortunately, a lot of times, these are the guys that get beat down into pumpkin heads and all that. These are the guys who want to always be hootie with the blowfish going in these spots. And they catching L's, man. A lot of times, that's who it is. It's usually, you know, some black guys who like to, you know, just love being around white people so much. And they go in there in these spots and these pubs and these shamrock type places. They in there drinking green beer and all that other stupid stuff. And they getting beat down bad. You know what I mean? It's a shame to see it, man. But people, we got to stay out of these spots. All that celebration stuff, cut it out. You go around these people, it's dangerous. White people and alcohol, when they have a lopsided advantage, they will beat the brakes off you, man. You know what I mean? If you're going to go to these spots, you got to go in there deep. And if you feel like you have to go in there deep, you shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be there, man. Stop going to these places. Now, we already know what can go down in our places. You know, I don't condone anybody going to places where there's people, alcohol, and music, you know, in those rowdy atmospheres. You know, it just, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But people, if you're going to go, you know, be safe. I don't do it, but, you know, other people, they do what they do. But we already know at our places, we all know somebody who went to predominantly black bars and places and clubs. They got stabbed to death, shot up to death. We already know that. We know the dangers around our own people. But unfortunately, we still have many of our people who think that these white spots are safe. Not at all. There's so many stories that don't even hit the news. You got people with one eyeball, you know, colostomy bag, all that, who went to these white spots. We don't even know about it, man. So people, cut it out, man. Use your brain. It's too late in the game to be acting stupid like this and going into these spots. You know, VFW's the brother out there in Pennsylvania. They tried to kill him, man. Anyway, people, easy.
Now you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, well, we see the guys.
As the Trump administration evaluates government spending,
No, what I'm trying to say is
a new move today that directly affects Maine.
You know,
thanks for joining us at 5:30.
That guy in Buffalo, I think that was an immigrant. You know, because his mother was talking.
Yeah, you like Jamaican, like you said, Jamaican guy. Or
That's Jamaican or Haitian, something like that.
Some type of island.
That's the first thing they always say is, we don't see color and race and all that stuff, you know.
The other guy wasn't 100% for sure. The other guy wasn't. That's it.
But the other guy wasn't, yeah. But that guy right there, the first guy, that guy was Jamaican.
You're talking about generations that's different now. You understand? You what? 50, early 50s? You could be what? Illegal age to drink is 21. So when you look at the age gap, that's 30 years.
All right, hold on. Let me ask some
You know,
questions, man. Before you start rambling, man, you ramble a lot. Let me ask I mean, come on, you're about to fall asleep. Let me say, appreciate the contribution, but goddamn, you know, what do you think? Look, let me tell you something. This one, I want to get this one pastor. He broke it down. The DEI had nothing to do with black people. It has everything to do with the transgenders, the gays, and all these sexual deviants who want to make that normal in the workplace. You know, DEI means that somebody can wear their rainbow flags, kiss their boyfriends and girlfriends in public. You got to accept their pronouns and all stuff like this. They teach you this there's the story of two worms or something like that. I guess hermaphrodites, whatever. Like there's all kinds of weird shit, you know. But they always package it as civil rights and for black people. Brody, I thought you were smarter than that, you know. What you call DEI has nothing to do with black America, you know. It has everything to do with white women, incompetent white people, you know. These white people who got piercings on their face and, you know, just weirdos, you know. These are people that have been shut out of America. They feel like they were shut out of America because they don't fit the stereotype. That's why they hate Donald Trump, because he represents family, fatherhood, like that. You got a lot of white people who grew up in broken homes and degenerate and you know, stuff like this. So DEI means diversity. That means I'm a guy, but I have two daddies. You know, I got my daddy's my mommy now. My mommy's my daddy. All kind of weird shit. You know, that's what it's all about. Redefining relationships, gender, and all stuff like this. If they were honest, they would say that's what we're all about. But they basically don't talk about that, which is their real agenda. They make it like a critical race theory and all stuff like this that has everything to do with the LGBTQ. Anytime you see critical race theory, DEI, even Black Lives Matter, it was a front for the transgender, the gay movement. Everybody knows that.
But the problem is they make black people the face of it.
They make black people the face of everything, you know?
DK, ask yourself why. White folks would never empower you.
Because of legitimacy. Black people
would never empower you unless you take it, unless you physically take it away
hold
from
on. You got to understand something, Ahmed. You got to understand something. In America, right? Like I said, when you hear college genesis, right? I'm more what black people think, you know? The average black person don't care about none of that, right? But they have because they have the media, they have this stuff like this. They can make you, like I said earlier in the show, right? They create their own black movements. They manage opposition. They create their own black agendas and everything, and we just go along with it because that's where the money. They got money to do it. You know, you got black people out there. Yeah, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, but you're pushing the gay movement. You know, that's like, damn, man. After all this, man, I feel like my life don't matter no more. Yeah, but while you was doing all that, the gays done moved in and got everything they want. You know. So it is that they always use black people as the face of everything, like that Patrice Cullors and that two lesbian ladies, you know.
That's the whole trick, man. That's why I always say white people are super sneaky. People don't understand that.
Not just white people, black people too. There's a lot of black people who will push the LGBTQ
because the white folks use them to do that agenda.
No.
Nah, they don't necessarily use them.
That's just all white people. That Bill Porter, right? That dude, that ugly dude that wears a dress and whatnot, that ain't white people, but that's him. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like they just probably offer him some money and he willingly will accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like he not like get controlled by white people or something.
Yeah, but they offer him money because of what?
Nah, they offer him money because he's the type of person that would do that anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that. But always remember there's some reasons why. There's always another reason.
Bro, anybody can be bought out, honestly, bro. Like the average human can be bought, bro. Like, let's be real.
Of course, everything has a price.
Yo, Al Sharpton.
Yeah, we get that.
Al Sharpton, the gays are the ones that represent Al Sharpton's career. All he takes is a nice check for a couple $100,000, and your soul is gone. The gays,
they've taken over the Democrat Party.
For the gays and whatnot, you know.
They've taken over the Democrat Party, and the worst part about it, they absolutely hate heterosexual seeing black men. They
They
hate
hate me in the gut. I feel that, you know, they don't like people like me, you know?
You know why? To make sure the black person does not
No, they
uprise.
just don't like the image of. Why do you think? You know who they had to get rid of? That dude Hamburger, Bill Cosby. That was their first person they had to get. He was in their way. You know, he was in their way. They had to take Bill Cosby down, just like that crazy chick, that light skinned chick that was talking about down with the patriarchy and whatnot. And she's out there running with no top on. Remember that? I'm like, who is this
Nah, yeah, I
crazy?
remember that. You
Down
know,
with the
he
patriarchy.
also had oil on his on one of his homes. Also, it was like oil under that shit.
Oil. What oil?
Like it was like oil under like Bill Cosby's house, one of his houses that they seized.
Oh yeah, or oil oil like crude oil.
Yeah, like some shit like that. Yeah, yeah, you gotta look
Oh
into
man,
that.
they always say that. Black people say, "Oh, yeah, I got oil." They took my house because they know got oil in there.
Nah, he might have. Yo, it was Bill
Black people always say that
Cosby.
shit, you know. Somebody said they're taking over Harlem because they got oil in Harlem. No, just like Paul's prime real estate. Black people, we thought they wanted Harlem because it has oil in there. That's an urban myth. Remember, there's a movie called "Who's the Man" with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. You know, that was about that. You know, black people had long really thought the white people tried to move into Harlem that Harlem has oil. No, Negroes. It was this proximity to Central Park and
Yeah, that was the that was a bad lie. Yeah, I wouldn't believe oil in Harlem. Yeah, but
but black people believed it. You know, we believe we had oil in Harlem. The reason why all the so-called back in the days, dudes my age, right, used to be on here telling me the reason why the white man wants out of Harlem because of oil, man. See, y'all at least got the college genesis, you know. I'm educated. I know what I'm talking about, you know. I had coming up with a bunch of dumb niggas, man. I'm looking at it now, man. I was like, I used to listen to that clown, you know. The white man.
nah,
See,
yeah, it was a lot of those.
yeah, clowns, deadly clowns, man. You know. I said, man, we came a long ways, man. Now at least when you hear somebody like me, I'm not bragging on myself and like that. At least you got someone that's measured. I ain't perfect, but damn, I ain't them motherfuckers from back in the days, man. They had me believing all kinds of crazy shit, you know, and didn't accomplish one damn thing, you know.
Now you're just talking about aliens and shit like that. I'm like,
Man,
all
I
right.
just talk about everything, man. Space people, reptilian motherfuckers, man. You know, I'm like, yo. I was like, man, I said, niggas talking about outer space, spacing out on niggas, you know? So, yeah, we're going to come, the mothership's going to come and pick us up and shit, you know? Like, yo, man, shit I seen over the years, man. You know, there's just
Bro, and
no.
it's funny you say that, bro, because like it hasn't changed, bro. It's even more niggas like that now. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying?
saying. That's what I said. I don't go near 125th Street and so-called conscious, because these are crazy niggas, man, you know? I don't go around
You
these
from New
people,
York, man?
I
said, man, you from New York City?
Yeah, so you know
Man,
Sonetter?
when I'm in New York, man, I do not. Last people I hang around is conscious people. You know, I got a lot of people that I'm cool with, family and everything like that. I'm in New York. I'm having a good time. I'll be up there when I get back. I'll be in New York City. I'll spend a couple of days in the city. You know, but you know,
And what I
my
see,
uncle got a new recording studio. I might watch him record. You know, people come in and record. And his garage, he turned his garage is like a separate garage house. He turned that into a recording studio with a sound room and everything. That's just nice, man. You know. And so that's
you
what
about to
I'm
lay some
into.
tracks?
Huh?
I said, man, you about to lay some tracks?
No, I ain't. What the hell am I released for, man? I ain't sing no singer, man. I ain't bother that shit, you know. I don't sing. I don't dance. I don't do none of that shit, man. You know. Yeah, everybody look up and whatnot, man. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna make my problem. I had this. I saw this one thing, man. Dude was like 50 years old. He just cut his own rap record. Right now, he's a rap. At 50 years old, he's an aspiring rapper and shit. Clowns, man. You know. You clown pants sagging now and now he's a rapper or whatnot. Man. Like I said, we got clowns in the Black America is like a 3-ring circus, man, full of deadly clowns, man. You know.
Nah, yeah, that is one of the most embarrassing thing about a lot of our elders that they cosplay young still. You know what I
Yo,
mean? I don't know if
that's
that's
what I told Jamal. That's what Jamal. Jamal's one of them. He's like, well, yeah, see the cool kids. I was like, Jamal, you're a 45-year-old man. Why are you worrying about what kids the cool kids are wearing? You know, you trying to keep on with this. fucking clown, you know. The cool kids where at college, see, you gotta reach out. He always tell me you gotta reach out to the youth college. No, I'm not. No, the fuck I'm not. I am what I am. I gotta relate to them. No, the fuck I don't. You know, I do not have to relate to. I say what I say, and look at people like Young Dark Migo. Listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I say what I say. You know,
Nah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna.
bro. I'm telling you, there's no way to relate to the youth, bro. Like it's impossible, bro. They just gotta find you, bro. Like they gotta be one of the ones that's like, all right, like
That's
it's
what I'm
some
saying. If you
bullshit
ain't
going
down with
on.
this movement, hey, look, I wish you a lot of luck, whatever, like this, you know. But me going out there trying to friggin' wear my pants sagging and saying, yo, what up, man? Talking about I don't know who Kendrick Lamar is. I don't give a fuck who Kendrick Lamar is. Well, Colin, you got like when Pop Smoke got killed. I said, I didn't know who that nigga was. I don't care, you know. I didn't know about any of these rappers till they get killed. Young Dolph, never heard of him, you know. That other
Yeah,
dude that
because
got killed out there for his gold chain out in California, you know. Forgot his name, you know. I forgot. There's so many of them that got killed. I don't even know. I forgot them already, you know. So many people in the last few years got killed, you know. And when the
yeah,
only
you're not
ones,
supposed to know, especially someone like you.
what you say?
I said, man, like, you're not supposed to know, man, especially like somebody like you,
Yeah, I try. Look, I try to
because it's
tell
like an
J.
age
Paul.
limit.
I try to tell age
Certain things
because
should
with
be for
all
certain
that,
people.
it's look. Bottom line, when if you're my age and you start talking like the young people are wearing their clothes like they want to, kids right away they think you're weird, you know.
Yeah, something ain't right with your life.
People like about me when young people like about me is when they talk to me, I'm talking about stuff, you know, grown people stuff, you know, and they like that, you know, because they want to escape. Kids want to escape from the bullshit and whatnot, you know. They want to know that there's normalcy and stuff like that out there. What I talk about, what I aspire to, and everything like that. When I talk about the Afghanistan, I talk about nationhood and family and culture and community and stuff like that, you know, and our culture and our race and everything like that. People are attracted to young people are attracted to that, you know. But they don't want me here talking about yo baby yo whatnot, you know. They don't want me talking about like I'm Rick Ross and that's Big Meech. I don't give a fuck about them niggas, you know. I don't give a damn about Big Meech. Big Meech was a cornball, you know. He was a fucking middle class Negro who got greedy and got into drugs. Made a business enterprise of drugs. So what? He got into drugs, you know. You know, most of the freaking drug dealers I knew from Queens and stuff like that were middle class, you know, upper middle class and middle class. People don't realize that.
Yeah,
Fat Cat,
it's funny you say that. Yeah,
Terry Mason, Fat Cat, Nickel, all them, they all came from good families, good homes, went to church, some of everything, you know, but they got caught up in the drugs, you know. They were smart. A lot of them went to college and whatnot. They knew about distribution, but it went the wrong way with that shit, you know. So I hate that when people try to make it like a hood story. 50 Cent's a middle class Negro, you know?
yeah. That's the thing. Like you can't be, well, you can't be a criminal for very long, I'd say, and not be educated or like, be
Yeah, you gotta be
stupid.
smart, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you'll be in and out of jail, or you'll be, getting caught a whole lot.
Yeah,
The
those are
stupid
point.
ones, man. This is how it works. I've seen doing club security and whatnot. You know, the dumb ones that be out there dumb and whatnot, you know, it's just a matter of time, right? They'll go out there to a club, get drunk, right? And be driving with a fucking crooked license plate. Next thing you know, they get pulled over. Oh, I smell alcohol. Run an alcohol test. Next thing you know, they get bagged up. They look at the car. Ooh, look at this. A loaded weapon. Convicted felon. They're like this. Next thing you know, they found drugs. Oh, yo, they're facing 15 years, man. You gonna work 15 years. Yo, I'll tell you everything. They don't say I'll tell you everything. They say I'll tell you everything you want to know. And all they had to do is buy some fried chicken, some grape soda, whatnot. Now start talking and pull the recording out. I'll tell you, officer, I'll tell you everything you want to know. Not everything. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
The grape soda,
I'll tell you
that's funny.
everything you want to know, you know? And next thing you know, they getting bagged, they getting locked up and whatnot, you know? It's a vicious circle, man, you know? I seen it. You know, there ain't no winner for that. The smart ones basically know to keep away, keep it clean. I knew these two dudes my brother used to buy weed from. You know, they were two drug dealers. But these guys basically were they were like real professional with it. They drove Lexuses and whatnot, you know. They just show up and whatnot. They always kept a low profile, but you know what they were into? They were about their business. These brothers were out there business. They said very little. You know, they're real quiet, you know, like boom, 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 whatnot, you know, and next thing you know, they're gone. When that boom, 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 you know, like that. My brother used to buy weed for cop weed from the large quantities, you know. And basically, there was like, you know, boom, and you didn't see them. They didn't hang out with us. They didn't do nothing. They was gone, you know. And it was a connect from my brother. But I said, them dudes gonna blow up big, you know, because they keep quiet with that shit. But most of these people involved in that stuff like that, they gotta go out and they start. Then they're gonna get into a fight in the club. Next thing you know, it's stupid motherfuckers, you know, or they
Yeah.
running their mouth, telling, yeah, man, flashing their money and shit like that. Undercover cops, all they do is sit in a club right now and watch who's like balling. But you pull out a knot of money one night, they're like, yeah, that's our guy. Let's tail him, you know.
Nah, yeah,
And
like you said, those guys that was, quiet about stuff like that was kind of the code in, in you guys' era, being from New York was like, the moving in silence thing. Like they was kind of big on
This
not
was
being
real
flashy
quiet.
and stuff.
As a matter of fact, all the time they would come to the crib just for like 10 minutes, right? I never heard their voice. They would talk real low with my brother. I go out of the room. Next, all right, but all right, next thing you know, you hear the door. Like, all right, I'll see y'all later. Boom, they were just gone, you know? And they didn't take names, they didn't ask questions, they did their business and gone and whatnot, you know. They had a huge clientele, you know. It was gone, you know. So brothers, I know they're gonna last, man. Only way they'll get caught is if somebody dimes them out, you know. Somebody dimes them out, but they always make sure the car, there's no window tints on their car. There's no reason for the police to pull them over, you know. They handle that shit right, you know. The license plate, everything like that, they make all that shit good, you know. And when they drive off, they drive with the speed limit. They'll make sure they do everything. You know what I'm saying? You see them, they're driving. You know, they turn the corner with such precision. You know, they don't make no mistakes, you know? So that's how you do it. Well, Brody says, cutting DEI used as a wide net to curb black hire. Dude, man, that's a friggin' nonsense, whatnot. And look, let me tell you something, Rudy. Go down to the post office, right? I guarantee you'll get hired, right? They'll snatch your black ass right the fuck up. You know, come on in. Get to work. You know, ain't no black people getting no friggin' losing out on this stuff with EDI shit. You know, there's always a job gonna be for your ass in McDonald's, the post office, Burger King, Wendy's, you know, Walmart.
Yeah,
You
tons
know,
of black people work at the post office, and it's
yeah,
good
black
pay
people.
too, right?
You know,
Federal worker.
we're the post office king, man. You know, so bottom line, ain't no all that DEI hype they're talking about when that ain't. Like I said, people, I love Broody when not, but he's falling for it because I could tell Broody hangs around
Is
with
he
a
a
lot of.
real person? Like it seems like he talks in like AI, like the way he says
No, he's a
stuff.
real person, but he's friends with Dollar Bill. I haven't seen Dollar Bill in a while. But the bottom line is, he basically, I could tell Brew's a nice guy, but he hangs around a lot of white liberals. That's how they talk. DI, blah, blah, blah. That, real black people, I have look, in all my years, I have never known any black person I said, have you ever got hired through affirmative action? No. Have you ever got promoted through affirmative action? No. Have you ever got a government contract? No. So
Yeah,
why
and
is there?
isn't affirmative action really for like just college, right?
Well, affirmative action was like, this is how it is. They said we don't have enough black people in higher education, so we got to take affirmative action, right? And so therefore, what happened? The controversy was when they said we're going to reserve a certain amount of spots for black people, which I think was stupid because they should have known it's I said, look, the thing is about college admission, right? You got legacy students, right? These are people who get in not based on their grades or SAT scores, but their families went there. So they have a natural built-in entitlement. That's who actually benefits most from college admission, And these are mostly white people, alumni and white people, right? The minority thing was basically making sure that minorities were represented, blacks were represented, different demographics were represented, Now then they broke it down to blacks like you can't just be black, you have to be black from like a poor background, who got good grades, whatever like that. So it wasn't like somebody saying you're black, come to Harvard, you can't read and write, but we're going to graduate you. No, you still had to be exceptional, right? But what happened was they took that even away, And so therefore they thought they had some real big victory. The Asians were behind it, right? And the Asians found out that by not having any affirmative action, right, all the spots that they would normally get went to the legacy students again, you know? And the white people used the Asians, you know? And you know what black people did? They say, you know, fine, we're just going to go to HBCUs. And more black people, HBCUs numbers doubled, you know? And so it was like, we're going to go historically black colleges, right? And this idea that going to a white institution is going to be like, because I look at these people, right? All these people that call themselves top educated, whatever like that. You've seen for the last 4 years, right? The Democrats and how stupid they sound. Now, this is a product of the woke left is a product of higher education. Does that seem like you're missing out on something if you don't go to these Princeton, Harvard, or anything like that?
Yeah,
No.
nah.
No, I said I don't fail to see where. Anyway, now if you're into technology or something like that, you become a Steve Jobs or Elon Musk. That's one thing, right? But when you go to college and when you're just going to be a social media commentator, a news reporter, or some journalist, whatever like that, you don't need to go to no fucking Ivy League school, you know. And so a lot of black people just say, "Yo, if I'm just going to get a journalism degree or whatever like that, I can go to HBCU," you know. You know, so what do I need to go to Harvard for? You know, Barack Obama went to Harvard because he had presidential ambitions. You know, that's So I don't think a lot
Yeah,
of black people care
and
about
he
that.
was rich already. Like he was like one of those, like definitely,
Yeah,
one of those black guys that wanted to be white because his family was very rich. Like they had a lot of money.
yeah. So the bottom line is Barack Obama was how did black people break? This guy grew up in Hawaii. You know, he grew up half white, half black. Whatnot. He was not one of us. You know. But at the time, we didn't know. We just said anybody black was just us, you know? He had African ancestry, so he was one of
I
us. But
was
over
always,
the
I
years,
was always suspicious of him because I don't know any black people from Hawaii, so I was
yeah.
suspicious of that.
But I'll be honest with you, I got caught up in Barack Obama. I saw him out here. I saw him in Virginia Beach, man. His speech and the only reason why I got caught up is because he said he was going to get to the bottom of the Iraq war. He never did, you know? He said, we're going to find out when and when he did his closing argument speech, that's what I saw. His closing argument speech, I thought he was just on fire. You know, and he won. You know, he beat John McCain. You know, and then
I never heard of him before he made that speech at the convention. I never heard of him.
yeah, I know about him because I saw his book. I had this. Well, I'll be honest with you. Let me be honest with you. I had a magazine called Players Magazine. It's a black men's magazine. You know, Players. You probably your age. You guys don't probably know about that. You know, it was like a black version of Penthouse or Playboy. You know, called Players Magazine, right? And there was this guy. I still got the article. Yeah, I said there was this guy in the back cover of New Authors. It said Barack Obama, Dreams of My Father. You know, that's how I knew about him. You know, and that was back in '98. You know, and then like a few years later, then I heard about a guy that say him running for office in Chicago. He was running against Alan Keyes, whatever like that. You know, well actually he went for state office against Bobby Rush. They lost in Senate when I knew about. I heard about him then. This guy named Barack Obama. I said, "Oh yeah, I remember that guy from this book." And then he appeared at the 2004 Democratic convention in Boston. Remember that? He said, "I don't see a purple America." I said, "I don't see a blue America. I don't see a red America. I see the United States of America." That's when I said, "This guy's going to be the first black president." That's what I said when he did that speech. You know. The time I was feeling Obama at the time, man. I was like, you know, we at the time, Black America, I think we really needed that, you know, that boost, you know, because it was like a sadness in Black America, the Bush years, the Clinton
I saw him
years.
in DC.
Huh?
I said I saw him in DC.
Yeah, so I saw him in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, but it's politics, man.
But then I realized years now that Barack Obama is just. I don't think he's a bad man, but he's just a really good politician. Now, he had to realize what he was selling ultimately because his first term was okay. You know, his second term, he completely changed. You know, his second term was when Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, all this racial shit start happening in his second term.
He
know,
couldn't get anything done or done.
he got
Couldn't
nothing
do
done in his second term, but he got the gays and the what you
Because
call
they locked him in.
don't ask, don't tell. He got
They
that done.
they did the most filibuster under him.
Yeah.
Republicans
So
did the
bottom
most
line is,
filibuster under him.
the first 2 years he got a lot done. He got the Affordable Care Act done. The first 2
Oh, the
years.
healthcare.
Health. That was actually good. The Affordable Health Care Act. Only thing is they snuck a lot of stuff in there, right? Like Section 1557, which came online in 2020. I said this year when I have to do my AHIP every year certification, they said 1557 in the compliance department. They said that it says that we are not, if somebody's gender is now defined by what somebody self-identifies as, not by birth. I said, what? It's the affordable 1557 the Affordable Care Act. I said, how was this snuck in there? But then come online to 10 years later. I said, oh, this is why people were friggin' against this bill, I said, he had all that stuff in there. I said, well, then say.
And what year was this?
The bill was passed in 2010, right?
Oh,
But
wow.
that provision didn't kick into 2020.
Okay, but it was in there though this whole time.
It was in there, yeah, but it wouldn't take effect in 2020.
Okay, yeah. See, I was a super kid around then, so I was like, I never knew that.
Yeah. So that's when that happened in 2020, right? That was the year, 2020. That was the year I was saying to myself, that's why they're attacking Donald Trump. That's when I knew the Title IX shit, I said, this is why. Then I realized how powerful these people were, the transgenders, the gays, and everything like that. Why they had to get rid of Trump. There was more to it than just what he was talking about, the orange man, like that. No, the gays the gays and the transgenders want to redefine like that because they really do believe homosexuality is going to save humanity by keeping birth control out, making alternative sex. Homosexual sex is going to be an alternative lifestyle, because they believe population is out of control. These people are sick. If you really knew these people, they're really sick.
Man, DK, what state you at?
I'm in North Carolina. What's up?
Oh, you down there in the South, huh?
Yeah.
What part of North Carolina you in?
I'm in Charlotte.
Oh, you're way down there. You're way down there. By the end of the year, I'll be working down in Charlotte.
Man, that state is getting packed, man. There's a lot of people moving in.
A lot of people moving here. It's getting expensive, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially the last 5 years. Plenty of people move out there. Plenty of people move out there.
Rudy says there'll be spaces for low-wage black jobs. There's no such thing as low-wage black jobs, bro. You know how much postal workers make nowadays? You know how much sanitation workers in New York make, Rudy? They make 6 figures, what you call, there's no such thing as low-wage black jobs, man, People like this, I don't know what you're talking about, Brody. And not only that, Brody, do you understand that a lot of people, whatever job they got, they supplement it by working DoorDash, Uber Eats and whatnot, and they make another $1,000. They can make up to like another $1,000 a week, There's people making money, Brody. Money is not a problem in Black America no more, I know it was one guy basically. He was telling me when last year when I was coming back from 2 years ago, and I took a Lyft ride from the car rental place, and he just told me he told this white guy, he said he's moving down to Nashville. He says down there he can make up to like $800 a day. I was like, damn. He said he quit it. He had a corporate job. He quit it. I said, so Baruti, I don't know what you're talking about, man. There's no black people will be all right, bro. It is what it is. So anyway, brother, it's 4:00 in the morning over here, man.
It's getting late, man.
It's late. It's 4:00 in the morning over here, so I gotta get to bed because I gotta get up in the morning. All right, y'all take care.
Man.
Y'all take care.
You too.
All right, bro.